The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Still no go, or she says, I'm sorry, hi, but what she says is stand by, but I'm sitting, so it confused me. So, now she's telling me I was looking cockeyed, so I have to look at this camera. That shows you that Aaron Gladman, you might be better than me, because at least you know which camera to look at. But we have 3 cameras, but this is my main camera. It actually has a little star in it. How you doing? Welcome to In a Man's World. I'm Lewis Dix. That's D-I-X. As you can see, and George Holt, thank you for that little quote. George Holt sent the little thing on Morris Media and said that good solo effort, Lou Dix, which kind of hurt, but I guess I understood it, So, and then you guys can forget that whole thing about George Holt and Code 3 doing a ride-along stuff. That's not happening, okay? She does what I tell her to do because I'm the man, and she does. And that was a good. Someone said they had. And thank you guys who listened last week. I had a lot of fun with my friends, who dropped in. And throughout, we're gonna have a bunch of friends drop in. Today we got 2 cool guys. Well, 3 guys that are cool. They said Poet. I like Poet's voice. I like Poet's. Y'all. I know it's In a Man's World, but y'all should add her. I told you guys I would think about it, but if I did that right away, that would seem like I was trying too hard to get back. We're here, so I don't want to I'm already showing up early. So that's the first. And I'm not even going to tell y'all that I pulled in and she pulled up behind me and said, "Oh, I forgot about your show." So that made me feel really good. I just put my head down and said, "Okay." She said, "I forgot about your show." So that's where that kind of hurt. I just put a little check mark, like, no, she won't be on the show today, but unless we need her. So that's the thing. And also, she taught me something today. I learned something because I required to send her. She requested that if you have clips, send it to her early. Well, I am computer illiterate, so I wrote out the whole thing, and she says, no, you can copy and paste. I did not know how to copy and paste, but I successfully did it today. I copied and pasted. So I feel really good about that. I'm learning that, and I did it through my phone. So, hey, I hope everyone's safe and healthy out there. Today's a good day for me. Yesterday, we won. My little team. I'm wearing the shirt. The Willows flag football team, 6th graders. We won our championship, and it was a lot of fun. We came back. We won 36-25. We were down. One of the kids got a pick 6. I coached the defense, and today we have the championship with the 8th grade team. So I'm really excited. Today's an exciting day, so that's why I'm wearing their gear. And then the shirt is tight enough that I think I look in shape. So that's why I wore this shirt. Code 3 said this morning that, ooh, look at those arms. But she says nice things all the time. So I hope you're happy. Today's show is going to be about parenting. I was sitting there thinking about being a parent because my kid's old and coaching the kids and seeing all these parents overparent their kid and the kids blanked eyes when I yell at them. And one mom, she's a black mom, and I was yelling at her kid, and he was just spaced-eyed. And I was like, come on, you got to pay attention. She's like, now you see what I'm dealing with, coach. And I've yet to see the boy's dad. So I feel really, shout out to all you moms who are putting in work with these boys, and dad and them are not holding their end up. But last night, Code 3 loves watching First 48. I don't know why. So, and I like it too. I get into it. Every show that I say I don't like that she watches, I end up watching. Like that Ready for Love and Married at First Sight and stuff. I'll turn over the next thing you know, I'll turn over. What did they say? So, and I was listening to a show and the boy, unfortunately, lost life name was Day Day. I told her, I was like, why would anyone name their kid Day Day? I've yet to hear a good story about a Day Day. If your child named Day Day, usually it's not going to, it's not going to be, you never heard President Day Day or Councilman Day Day. I'm sure there's one out there. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's one out there, but let's stay away from Day Day. And I know normally it's a nickname, My son is Lewis Dix III. We tried to go with Trey. It just didn't flow in the house. So parents. I want to talk about parents now, parents back in the day. When I was growing up, totally different. I mean, there's all kinds of parents. There are good ones, bad ones, soft ones, hard ones, ones that you can't find, parents who abandon their children, parents who the government are looking for so they can pay their child support, parents who would just, do this whole timeout stuff and do this, listen to your child. And there's parents who, it's my way or the highway. A lot of us grew up that way, where it was, we couldn't even say what in my house when I was growing up. You had to say yes, ma'am. And you couldn't say huh, and you had to call all the adults Mr. or Miss. And you couldn't even walk in a room. If you walked in a room and there were adults in the room, you had to speak. I mean, there's kids now who just walk right past you. And I'm a big good morning person. My friend of mine, John Tollsby, taught me this once. He said that when you speak to someone, mean it. And that's always been a thing of, I mean it when I say hello or, or goodbye or have a good day. And I think that's important. And, and I'm noticing a lot because I'm around kids a lot, how they just are not used to saying good morning back or even making eye contact or stopping. Whenever I'm talking to a kid and they keep walking, I stop them. I'm like, hey, listen, I'm talking. Oh. Yeah, because I'm trying to tell you something that you need to hear, and you dismissing me by walking by. So that's stuff that we couldn't do growing up. And I just think, and I'm learning and I'm feeling that kids, if you give them something, they will adapt. If you consistently say good morning to a kid, eventually they will start saying good morning. If you say have a great day or have a good day, they will say it. And then I'm sure if you say something mean to them, then that's how they become mean. Because kids just don't naturally become mean. They have to have an example. And you see a lot of kids mimicking their parents, just how they, it's just because they're with them all the time. They see them. Kids watch everything. So parenting is not hard. I mean, it's not easy. Excuse me. That's a Freudian slip. It's not easy. It's definitely tough. But it's something that if you're consistent with it, kids are going to make mistakes. They're dumb. Their brains aren't developed. Just like parents and make mistakes. I'm sure I was talking to my son about, he was looking a little sad. And I'm like, hey, what's going on, man? And he's just trying to figure things out as a 27-year-old, black man who's doing everything that we consider halfway right. He's got his education, went to college, doesn't have any kids. So, he has a little girlfriend that he really doesn't like, and then, mom and I are talking like, hey, man, listen, you're getting that age now where you're going to have to start getting a family. And like I tell him, you're going to have to start preparing for your family. About dealing with what kind of attitude you wake up, staying in shape, saving your money, because you are in the age where you got to find the right one to begin a family. And mom's like, I just want a grandbaby. Oh, it's funny. She's moving. And last night I dropped Lou off because Lou had an accident in his car. So his car is not working. And we go in and she's got a little dog and stuff. So, we go in and we, drop some stuff off. And I was getting some pictures that she had because she was cleaning out everything. And so Lou and I go in, and then after about 3 minutes, she's like, you guys didn't notice my hair. She did something with her hair. Now, I almost said, I'm retired from noticing things about you because I got someone that I have to do that with, and I didn't say that. And then Lou and I was like, Lou's like, oh, I noticed it. And she's like, no, you didn't. I was like, hey, we're men. We noticed it, but it was dark, but it looks great. Then we started over complimenting her about it. And I'm like, and then I'm saying to myself, you need you a man, something to compliment you. Because everyone needs someone. And I'm happy that I found someone. And we're consistently happy, which is interesting. You have to be consistently happy. And you have to do the little things to continue to make that person happy. So I hope she finds someone and they notice her hair. So back to Lou. So then I'm like, hey, you looking sad, but you gotta figure this out, man. You got this space here that I've allotted you to recharge, but you have to go out there because the little girl, he says, doesn't motivate him. And I'm like, well, we're like, you've been with her for 3 years, and we know why he's with her because the sex is good. That's bottom line. That's what keeps her going through there. And she's a nice little girl. She looks just like his mom. He won't believe me when I say that, but it's a younger version of his mom. She's a nice girl. Her mother's a truck driver, which was interesting. I like her. She's cool. But interesting thing, Lou has never introduced her to his mom or his sister. And baby girl's doing well. She just wrote an article she interviewed Gayle King, which we're really proud. So her and her partner are good. Interesting when her partner came to visit, Laurel, and then they got in the car, picked them up from the airport. So I'm thinking, because you got to think this way as a parent, that I have to treat her the way I would treat if it was a boy that she was dating. Now, they've been together 3 years. They live together. So I'm like, hey, guys, how's it going? So when are you guys thinking about getting married and having a kid? And they were like, well, we're thinking about it. And I was like, well, do you guys want a boy or a girl? And couldn't say that. She was like, Dad, we're not into gender. We just want a healthy child. And I'm like, so I had to catch myself. But then I did tell my truth, like, look, y'all going to have a boy or a girl. And if it's not a boy or a girl, then y'all going to be on the news. All right? So y'all going, but that's where we are now. And that's part of parenting, because I just can imagine the different things that would be said if, when I was growing up and the kid had two dads or two moms, there would have been a lot more fights because there was a lot more ignorance, let's be honest. So back to the whole thing about being a parent. I got Tony Woods going to call in a few. He's in Winnipeg. This is a gentleman that's really funny, Dave Chappelle. I was gonna play you a clip that where Dave Chappelle, and I want to wait till Tony comes to play it so he can tell us how that made him feel. When Dave won the Mark Twain Award, he shouted out Tony Woods as being the one who taught him comedy. And Tony's always torn with him, which is interesting. And that's going to be clip number 6. I have to tell the boss that, So, and then and legally I'm required to call her boss. If you didn't know that was in our little contract, that I have to refer to her as boss. Okay, so parents, now and then, back in the day. So you guys, the number is 323-815-4204. 323-815-4204. I don't know if you guys are in the chat room already. Hello to everyone. C. Moore and and that crazy guy. TDP used to know all them names. I don't know you guys, but I still like you. So give us a call and let us know what kind of parent you are, how your parents treated you, some of the things that they said to you while you were growing up, the way they disciplined you, crazy things that, you feel now that they were crazy, and things that our parents did back then that these kids cannot do today, or parents will allow them to do, or things that you can't say. I'm sure you could get arrested if you tell a kid, I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. I remember hearing things like, you getting on my last nerve. I remember one time my mom, it was a night they were having a party, and my Aunt Brenda, who was kind of mean, I was messing up and being stupid, and she said, Ann, you should have left that little whatever in a tissue when you, I was like, what? I didn't know what that meant, but now I know what it meant, that I should have been left in a tissue. But she didn't say tissue, she said paper towel, which was interesting, and I'm like, ew. And then I remember hearing, and I'm sure some people heard, I'll slap the black off you. And I truly thought that all light-skinned people were evil. I'm like, what happened to their black? Mom slapped them. But I had a white friend, because white people say things too. I had a white friend, Johnny, and his dad said one time that, Johnny, you getting on my nerves. You keep it up, I'm going to tie a knot in your butt. I was like, ew. So it's just certain things you just can't say. Parents talk to their kids now, and they give them time out. We didn't have time out. Okay, my guest is on Zoom. So I'm going to introduce this guy because he was born in New York City. He started doing comedy at age 23. He moved to D.C. from North Carolina. And Dave Chappelle honored him on the Mark Twain Awards, as I said before, that he was great. His style is laid-back, meditative style comedy. And the thing that he's known for is that he won't write his jokes down. And he's performed internationally, Europe, Middle East. Right now, he's currently joining us from Winnipeg, Canada. Please welcome Mr. Tony Woods. Hello, Tony. You gotta push unmute. Your thing is mute. How you doing?
I'm good. My bad.
That's all right. But I'm so computer literate, but at least I know now, mute or unmute. So,
Yeah, my
well, it's good to see you. Thank you for joining me. I
all
want to
right.
I want to play a clip, if you don't mind. And I know, and my boss lady says, well, you don't have to really show the clip, but I want to show the clip because I was there. I did the warm up for it at the Mark Twain Awards, and Dave Chappelle said this about you.
Vaccinated not only for my protection, but to protect my community.
Okay, hold on with me. We're gonna show that clip, and you were
leverage.
Yeah, that go me.
The thing that I liked best about tonight was that I saw so many people from different parts of my life, like friends that I grew up with here in DC, friends of mine from Ohio then and now, friends of mine from comedy clubs, all the musicians that blew my mind. You guys have no idea how you inspired me. I want to give a special shout out to my OG, Tony Woods. Miles Davis has a quote. It's one of my favorite. Miles Davis said so much cool but one of the things he said I always loved, he said, it took me years to learn how to play like myself. You know, he would watch other musicians and he would try to play like Dizzy or Bird, or all the guys who were great. Tony Woods was my Dizzy and Bird if I was a Miles. I was trying to play like you. You were the first person I ever saw do it absolutely right. You were fearless and you told the truth. There's something so true about this gentleman.
wow. So I was standing backstage, and I was like, wow. And so, Tony, how did you feel when you heard that?
You know, when you're in the airport, man, and they say your flight is gonna be delayed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, you say you got like 20, 30 minutes. So you walk around, you might be in like a magazine, bookstore, or something like that, just looking at shit. And then over the loudspeaker, they'll say, Lewis Dix, report to gate 18. And you don't even know the person next to you, but you look at them and go, did they say my name? That's because I was listening to him, and and he was saying all this big stuff, good stuff about people. And then he threw me in the mix. He said, because I think the first time he said my name, I didn't really hear it, And then he said Tony Woods. I was like, so I was shocked. You see the look on my face.
Yeah.
I think the funny part that you don't know is that there were 3 open seats next to me. So I sat at that first open seat. And I guess everybody knew what was going to happen because they said, no, you have to sit over here. So I sat next to the girl you saw me sitting next to. And she kind of gave me a look like, yo, dude, some open seats over there. I'm like, so I moved. And then the guy, whoever, the people came back again. They said, that is your seat. Please don't move again. Like, okay, relax. And that's when they did it. And the zoom and the cameras was right there in my face, everything. And you would think that me and that girl came together.
Right. I thought I was going to ask you that.
Oh, her fucking ass. She, because at first she's like, you can't, like, she didn't say nothing. But when it all went down, you would think that me and her was there together.
So was her attitude towards you differently afterwards? Different?
Yeah. You see it on the thing. Her attitude was way different after that.
Oh.
She's leaning over on me like this and everything.
Yeah, because I thought you were with her. I was like, oh, because she had a big smile on her face like she knew you.
Yeah, but at first when they told me to sit next to her, she was like, it's like 3 open seats over here, sitting in those seats.
Yeah, like people look at you when you're on the bus.
Yeah.
So,
like, you ever been to China before?
No, I have not. I know you've been all over.
Yeah, I went to China, and as a matter of fact, the last time I went to China, I took my oldest son, and Dave Chappelle and them, they was all over there. But we came in, and we got on a shuttle that takes you from the airport into Hong Kong, and we sat there. Train was open. There was no other seats. Me and my son sat down, and this Chinese dude came and sat right next to my son. He said, "Hey, my man, what's up?"
Really?
But that's how they do. They fill it up from, like if it was a carton of eggs,
mm-hmm.
they don't go 1 egg here, 1 egg there. They go egg. Even though the rest of the car was wide open, my man came and sat right next to it.
Wow. So you what's been the most interesting place you've traveled and performed at doing comedy?
America. Shit. Yeah.
America, hilarious.
Yeah, it is. I mean, America is the most diverse place, but as far as different stuff, I've been all over Australia, and I've been all over New Zealand, and I've been all over the UK, all over the United Kingdom, but England is just rainy, man. You know that, and I've been all over Holland, where Amsterdam is, and stuff like that. But I would say, I don't know, man. I say I had more fun in Amsterdam, but I've had more adventures in England and in Australia and America and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. Hey, POTUS Gate, real quick. Sorry. So I'm sorry. I had to tell the producer something. Let me ask you a question. You're in Winnipeg. What are you doing there? Comedy, of course.
Yeah, it's a place called Rumors Comedy Club. But check this out. So when I was flew from DC and my plane was coming into Toronto, and I was filming the sunset, I was like, this is dope. Like this is the best sunset I've ever seen. And we all go places where you watch the sunset. Come to find out, I was filming the what's it called? Aurora Borealis.
I don't know
what that is.
No, I do not know what that is.
Yeah, don't you got an engineer, producer, or something?
Yeah.
Pull it up. It's called the Aurora Borealis.
Okay.
It only happens like a certain time of year, but man, it's the lights. It's just the sun bouncing off the moon, and it's wild. It's crazy, man.
Did you hear him, POTUS? He was asking to pull up. How do you Aurora? What?
Aurora Borealis or something like that.
It's about a sunset in Canada.
No, I don't know if it's the sunrise. I think
sunrise.
I don't know. But basically the lights stay on all night up here right now.
Okay. Well,
like the sky is lit all night long.
And not the person, the sky, because sometimes the people are lit.
I'm telling you, man. See, that's what happens, Lewis, man. I tell people stuff and they go, "Oh, this dude high."
No. I know your style, because I was reading that and it was interesting, and I was like, yeah, that is him. Because they say, and you said, because in one bit you said that I don't write my jokes down. I just do me. How did that start?
Oh, you know what? First time I was supposed to go on stage, I was in the Navy, and a friend of mine told me that I was funny. He basically signed me up for the open mic night in DC, did everything you're supposed to do. And man, everybody was funny that night. Everybody was funny. And then they said, next guy, we got a new guy coming up, Tony Woods. And everybody was clapping and everything, And I remember, Vincent Cook?
Yeah, I know Vincent Cook.
Yeah, Vincent Cook was there. Vincent Cook said, well, look, if the brother Tony Woods ain't here, I'll take his spot.
That's Vincent Cook. That's Vincent Cook.
Yeah. Because everybody, and then Vince went up there and he ripped too. Dude, I didn't walk back into a comedy club until 3 years later. And then when I finally did go up, I had all of this stuff written down. But when I think back, it was just, I had written down Eddie Murphy's skits off of Saturday Night Live and stuff that I already heard people do. I didn't know at the time that's called stealing jokes, a joke thief.
Right.
And then I went up there, dude. I didn't freeze, but I remember I said, "Hey, how y'all doing? Y'all look good. Y'all smell good." And I was just standing there, man. And my leg was shaking a little bit. And the dude in the front, he said, "Hey, look, his leg is shaking." I said, "Hey, your stomach's shaking." And everybody kind of laughed. And then I went from there. I said, "Don't worry, I used to be fat too." And of course I'm slim. Everybody looking at me like, I said, "Yo, I weighed a whopping 70 pounds. Funny. I said, but I was this tall." Bam, and it just ran from there. And it seems like every time I try, even when I try to write down, like I'll do this bit first and this bit first and this bit second, it never works out for me. So I just always have to I just hope nobody don't walk over and bust me upside my head.
Right. Hey, I wanted to introduce my boys in here. I don't know if you know Dannon Green.
I know Tony Woods. What's up?
Hey. So I see y'all on the X. Yeah. What's up, man?
What up? I think you had a what up, Woods? How you been, man?
I've been all right, man. I haven't seen you since the 90s.
Yeah, but I've been down here doing my things. You ain't been out here since the 90s.
I know. We in Atlanta or
no, I'm in LA.
Yeah, we're based in LA.
Yeah. The only time I go to LA now is when I got a layover. The last time I was in LA, I was coming from Australia, and I went to the Laugh Factory and hung out with Royale Watkins and Craig and Donnell. And yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Now I wanted to. Did you ever the funniest joke you've ever heard? It's just something I always want to ask people.
Joke or material?
Or material or joke.
Funniest. I think funniest material, because you got to imagine I'm in like elementary school, but when Richard Pryor took Toodlum over to Miss Rudolph,
Right. Yeah.
because it had no sex in it, but it was nasty.
Yeah.
It was just what a fifth grader like. You know what I'm saying? She had big old titties. One had an eye on it, one had a tattoo on it. All that. There was a monkey going around. You know, the guy was real strong. He worked at the junkyard lifting car engines and stuff.
Right.
And made 35 cents a day.
Yeah.
So all of that was right on my level. You didn't have to be a grown person to get that. But some of the other stuff he used to talk about, and the grown-ups would be cracking up laughing. I was like, this guy's kind of overrated.
Right. Hey, today's topic, what we're talking about is parenting. Now, you mentioned you have a son. You have any other children?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have 3 sons, but I don't know if y'all know, but I lost my eldest son.
I'm sorry.
In 2018. And speaking of, last weekend, Godfrey was in D.C. So my middle child, who's 33 now, I said, yo, you want to go to see Godfrey? Because it was his birthday weekend. He said, yeah. But in a way, he's like, nah, I'm good. I won't go. Because he knows when he was younger, he was like 7 or 8 years old. Man, my son loves some Godfrey, some J.B. Smoove, and Willie Brown, the ventriloquist.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, he was like 6 and 7. No disrespect to them, but I remember Willie Brown came to his school when he was in kindergarten. So I came to pick him up, and I was putting him in the car seat, and he said, "Daddy, the next time you go on television, you should get you a little baby." I'm like, wherever I go, man, you and your brother, my little babies, He said, no, like a little baby, so you could be funny.
Hilarious.
That's what he said. But he's 5.
Right,
I'm like, what?
Right.
A little baby, so you can be funny. A couple of weeks later, we all hanging out in D.C. and Willie Brown said, yo, man, I met your sons. They were at my show. I'm like, dude, they're in elementary school. He says, I do elementary schools during the day. He said he's in kindergarten, right? I'm like, hey, how you know? He said, because they sit in the front Indian style. And he said he got up and walked over. He says, do you know my dad? And he tried to make Woody talk to him. And he wouldn't talk to Woody. He says, do you know my dad? Like that. Uh-huh. He said, yeah. He said, what's your dad's name? It's Tony Woods. Yeah. And he tried to start a conversation with him, but he walked back to his seat and sat back down. So I said to my sons, my oldest son was always talking too fast. I said, was there a ventriloquist at your school? He said, nah, Dad. We had a fire truck. And everybody got to go on the fire truck. I'm like, no. Was there a man there with a dummy that he could make talk? And that's when the little one goes, no. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Daddy. He had a little baby. And you should get you a little baby so the next time you go on TV, you could be funny.
Wow. Now you said what was your son's name that's in heaven?
Alonzo. It was Alonzo, Antonio, and Antoine. Matter of fact, that's them right there.
Okay. Now, how old was he when you lost him, when he passed?
32. I was a month before his 33rd birthday.
Now, so
they all got big, nice terrace beards.
Did you?
I always tell people they got that from their mom.
So, that's funny. now, were you and the mom together, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how you do it. That's how it works.
Oh, hilarious! You got okay. All right. I mean, were you guys married in the same house?
Yeah.
Okay.
We was married. I mean, we got divorced after the second one, and the third one came. He didn't come until 99. That was Oopsie Daisy.
Oh, Oopsie Daisy. Now, how was that transition? We lost a child too, but she was only 17 days old. Mom had a ruptured uterus and didn't get enough. And that was tough on us. But I can imagine. Because
you don't want to imagine it. It's not because because he's 32 years old with a beard and all that stuff, but he was my baby, and I remember I didn't do it on purpose, but I was saying the same thing that Vito Corleone was saying. Remember when he went to go see Sonny's body?
Uh-huh.
And look what they did to my boy. Look what they did to my boy. That's all and I kept saying, get up. Just please wake up. Let this shit be a dream. But anyway, let's talk about something else, man.
Okay.
Yeah, that was tough.
Well, yeah, peace to your heart on that. Did you I know you're enjoying yourself now. I mean, because you go with Dave a lot. You guys are all out there all the time. Is it as much fun as we imagine it being?
Yeah, I mean, I don't go with him a lot. I do spot dates, and every once in a while I would do that. What's the other one called? Before it was a Chappelle tour. What's called Oddballs of Comedy.
Uh-huh.
You ever do that?
No.
They had the Oddball. They did it in some place, San Jose, man. It's like 20,000 people. And like they had what's his name? The Flight of the Conchords, Louis C.K., Chris D'Elia, somebody like that. He used to be on a show called Wendy.
Yeah.
Chris D'Elia.
Now, how do you when you're around all of those guys, those people who are high profile? Not saying you're not, but high profile. Is there any intimidation, or when you go up?
No,
no,
because it's like if your little brother gets super famous. You know what I'm saying? You Wally.
Right.
Even though the show is called the Leave It to Beaver Show, you know what I'm saying? It's all about him.
Uh-huh.
But you're the one who Beaver used to ask advice and do. So I don't look at it on a status level. I look at it like, these are the guys, these are my co-workers. And some of us are in different positions within the company. But yeah, and that was part of my problem in the military. I kind of talk to people at, intelligence wise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you might have more rank than me, but if you're an idiot, that's how I talk to you, like an idiot. You know what I'm saying?
So you had an honorable discharge. You got out?
Yeah, I got out and then they pulled me back in, son. I was with Vic Henley in Birmingham, Alabama, and the lady said, "Tony, you got an emergency phone call in the office." I'm like, all right. I went on stage, came on stage, watched Vic Henley do his thing, and then we was all sitting around. They said that phone call's still waiting. I'm like, what? I went and picked up the phone. The guy says, Petty Officer Woods. And I said, huh? Let me go get him. My man said, he said, yo, Woods, I know that's you, man. I'm like, no.
So you knew right away what was happening.
Right away. And make it so bad, I was supposed to leave Birmingham and then go to Ocala, Florida, then Fort Myers, and then down to Key West. It was just going to be a dope little next 2 weeks of being on the road. Mm-hmm. And ended up having to go to damn Camp Lejeune and sat there for like 4 months. I'm like, I could have went and did, but then I would have went to Leavenworth.
Okay, so that's the rule. You had to go once they called you.
Yeah, because we got activated. Remember, that was the Gulf War. That was when it was getting funky.
Hey, Dannon, Dannon's here, and I'm sure you can ask a question. You just sit,
One, you have asked some great questions. T. Woods, I've always, I don't want to be like all the other comics. Oh, I admired you. No, but I knew about you a lot when I first got into the game. Mm-hmm. They were always talking about Tony out there, and then when he came to L.A., is your style still the same?
I guess.
In terms of your, like, people have a style of comedy, but yours has always been that kind of laid back, fun, you know what I mean?
Okay, hold on, y'all. Hello?
Only a comment.
Tell him I'm wrapping up a Zoom meeting right now and I'm coming down. All right.
I guess you didn't want to push decline and text them. Oh, that was your hotel phone.
That's the hotel phone, man. I don't even know how to work regular phones no more. I'm like, how do you do that? What was you talking about?
No, so I was asking, did you, is your style the same? Like, my style's the same, but it's kind of like I can pick and choose my energy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where I'm going to go or go for it. You've always kind of had a laid back style, but Well,
nowadays, because I'm older,
right?
I guess I have them. But if you watch me back when I'm talking about having sex and the cat licking and all that other crazy stuff, it's more energy.
Right.
When a fight somebody on the subway, it's more energy. Now, I kind of talk about stuff, but I tell you, I thought this is what I thought you were gonna ask me. I thought you were gonna ask me, how is it since Dave gave me the shout out?
Okay. How is it
Well, how
since
is it
Dave,
since Dave gave you the
shout
shout-out?
out?
It is like it's like in the Ghostbusters, man, when somebody opened that thing up and all the little ghouls and goblins came out.
Uh-huh.
They was running all over. Dude, everybody and his mama. I mean, you should see the money that people throw at me, and they say stuff like, "Just tell me the secret." They like I'm gonna hand them some kind of magic thing. Like, yo, take this right here, and you too will be Dave Chappelle.
Really?
Like that. I'm saying, like they come up. You like I know people who know people who know people. They go, I got a friend and her son is trying to get into comedy. Could you please just talk to him? Can I give him your number? Like, no, don't give him my number.
I get that all the time too. I get that a lot too.
I've never gotten
You
that.
never gotten that? Oh man, I get that.
Nobody
a lot.
ever wants my
You know what I
advice.
get? You know what I get more of, Tony and Lou? Because I started writing and producing,
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of people asking me questions about writing and putting stuff together. I get a lot of that now.
Well, don't worry about it. I won't ask you for
Oh,
that,
you
but,
won't? Okay, my bad.
let's go back to
Damn it.
Tony.
Yeah,
Thank
go
you.
back to you, Tony.
But it's just, and I've never been one of them people who say you not funny or you are funny. As a matter of fact, there's so many famous comedians that you know right now, and they will tell you what is the first thing I said to them when they first came off stage and when they were new in the game. And I said, yo, son, that was great. You changed my life. Or great set. Just ain't that still.
Hilarious.
So,
Like,
did your rate just increase once that came out?
Yeah, it did, but the pandemonium happened, and so bang, that was a wrap.
Okay.
And then Tiffany's thing came out, and then it seems to be simmering back down.
Mm-hmm.
So what's this say? Oh, go ahead. I was reading, somebody sent me a stupid text. But yeah, but I just gotta, since a lot of people in LA see a thing, man, tell them I need an agent.
Okay, no problem. That's crazy that you would ask us, but because I know. Okay, here's what I'm thinking that someone who's listening and watching is saying, why can't Dave get you an agent?
Well, because I don't ask people for nothing either, But I mean, they've done some things, but as far as stuff like that, industry stuff, I never say, hey man, because he doesn't have he has a staff. Some people say I have a lawyer. He has a law firm.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
So
okay.
It's on a grander scale, And plus, I never even thought to do that.
But that's probably why. But that's probably why he's so close to you, because he can trust what you're bringing to the table every day. Your friendship.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and that you can't buy that or duplicate that. So that's one of the things I admired about you guys' friendship. Because I remember when I was at his compound and I came there with Craig, and you said, "No, come on, you can come in the room." It was a certain room where that tent, and I noticed in that tent, if you walked in that tent and people didn't say your name, you shouldn't walk in that tent.
Yeah.
And Tony was like, "Come on, I got you." It was really nice. You treated me really nice, and I appreciated that.
It's like a Godfather hit.
Yeah.
You don't belong in here.
Yeah,
so
it was.
You're about to be shot.
But you were so relaxed. So I truly appreciate that, and I truly appreciate you taking the time. I know you got to go, and thank you so much for taking the time out. I hope I can reach out again to
Woods,
you.
are you in DC?
No, I'm in DC, but right now I'm in
Winnipeg.
Okay. And y'all want to look up that what's it called? Aurora Borealis.
Yeah, how do you spell it? That's the thing.
I know, just put in Aurora and go from there.
Aurora.
Just use Aurora. Let me see if I can show you what it looks like on my phone.
What is it?
What is it?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
See, dude, look, can y'all see it? Can y'all see it?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. We see you moving your phone. But
okay,
she's going to pull it up.
Oh, so you went there to see that?
No, that's
I didn't went there. No, I didn't. It's just happening right now.
Oh.
It's just like imagine being on a plane and you look out the window and you like, what the?
No, the reason I asked is because when I did Alaska, it was up there.
Okay.
Yeah, like the northern lights. It's like you got to go out there at a certain time, and it's unbelievable.
Well,
Yeah, it's like the whole sky, like the whole sky is lit
Yeah.
right now.
oh, well, that's beautiful.
Wow.
Well, thank you.
Like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like bright as I don't know what.
Well, hey, stay safe out there,
Yeah,
and
T, stay
thank
safe,
you
bro.
so much, Tony Woods. Much
Thank
respect.
y'all.
And look us up when you come in
and,
town.
and tell everybody I do the Tony Woods and Friends show. I do it like once a month at different comedy clubs in DC.
Okay.
But like because y'all was on the first one when y'all popped up,
Yes.
y'all blew.
Oh, there it is.
Wow, yeah.
There it is.
Right there. That's what the sky looked like.
Wow, that's
Is
beautiful.
that dope or what?
Yeah, that was beautiful. Yeah, I remember that at the club. It was, what club was it? We all came through.
The DC Improv.
Yes, DC Improv. Once a month, right?
And I'm doing the next one on the 21st of November. That's gonna be at the Arlington Draft House. And I'm gonna call that one Comedy, Coats, and Cans. Cans, I don't know. Cans, it's a can and coat drive, and it's on the 21st, which was my eldest son's birthday, and that's the Sunday before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
24. Okay, cool. Hey, thank you, Tony. We'll put that out there. Love and respect, and have a great show
respect,
tonight.
brother.
I love y'all.
Okay.
All right,
Okay,
T,
man.
good seeing you again, brother.
Thank you,
Peace, y'all.
Tony Woods.
Brother T, funny.
Your question was horrible.
I didn't,
Yeah,
you set me
yeah,
up, man.
yeah.
I was,
I
because see,
just-
what I'm trying to learn, the problem is, I usually come in and I'm talking a lot. So I said, you know what? Lewis is rolling. Let me learn to listen. And then, and then you came out of nowhere. Nigga, you got a question? Like, damn, bro. You don't ask them every question, bro.
I'm going to be, so here's the thing, because Jeff and TDP used to be here.
Yeah.
I
what,
can't find them. I can't find them. And
Oh.
and I knew calling you.
Pose. That's why I got the call. The dudes they want to hear, you know what? We ain't fucking with them today.
No,
Call
no,
Dannon Green.
no. I would have called you
I'm
to
messing
interview
with
you because we were talking. Buddy was here last week, and we were talking about you when you first got here and how you were the Popeyes man.
No, I was the. I was the Popeyes man.
Everybody was like,
Commercially, yeah.
Everybody was like he was going to be that spokesperson. Then that lady came in.
Did I ever tell you the story behind that?
No, go ahead. I'm sure you have, but go ahead.
Okay, so I auditioned for a Popeyes commercial.
Mm-hmm.
This is before the lady, and I have the audition there, and they wind up picking this brother that was going around asking people, well, how much did you pay for that chicken? You know what I mean? It was like they were going pop.
It was a black guy.
It was a black guy. I don't know if you remember that. So all of a sudden, I don't know, I saw the commercial like, yeah, he got it, whatever. About 4 or 5 months later, 6 months later, this is a true story, man. I cannot make this up. I'm driving up to
like
405.
Memphis Will right now.
Do I?
Yeah, when
okay,
he said,
please.
it's a true story, and I can't make this
Well,
up.
he's a bro, so maybe that's all the cues. That's what we do.
Oh, okay.
So I'm driving up to 405, and I get a phone call from my agent. It's like about 6:30 at night. And he goes, Dannon. I say, hey, Dave, what's going on? Because anytime I talk to Dave, I know when you talk to Dave, you book something.
Right.
So, but I'm like, what? So I said, hey, he said, Dannon, what are you doing tomorrow? I said, I don't know why. What's up? He goes, you want to shoot a commercial? I'm like, yeah. He said, well, you got a commercial. I said, what? He said, you got a Popeyes commercial. But I had an audition for one. I said, well, yeah. I said, are you sure? He said, yeah. I said, look, I told him, I said, call them back up, make sure they got the right person. Because I didn't want to get my hopes all high.
Right.
And then it's not be me. So he hung up. He called back about 10 minutes later. He said, no, it's you. And I was like, oh, he probably didn't call. He probably just said, let me get this nigga some time to relax. And so they call me up. Bam. The next day, I go there. I shoot like 3 or 4 little spots. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, damn. So the commercial's running. It was January. So that was in November. January comes by. Dave calls me. He says, Dannon, what you doing? What you doing this weekend? I said, I don't know. He said, you want to shoot a commercial? I'm like, yeah. I said, yeah, what's up? He said, Popeyes, they want to fly you to New York, and they're going to shoot some more spots with you. But it was last minute. They said, well, do you have any, like special requests? Because when it's last minute, they know that, Now, the crazy thing about it, if you've never been in that position before, and you really don't know how to ask, it's almost like asking your friend to do a show, and he said, well, how much you going to charge me? I'm like, damn, I don't know, Lou. I mean, you're my boy. I don't really want to charge you. So I said, well, can I fly first class? That's all I could think about was fly first class. He said, I'll check. And then he called me back and said, they won't fly you first class, but they'll fly you business. I said, cool. Mm-hmm. Flew me to New York, and it was Super Bowl weekend when the Cardinals played the Steelers, or when old boy got that long touchdown run.
Right.
And they flew me, and Lou, I have to tell you, that's really the first time, even though I had did some television, I felt like a star. Like they picked me up from the airport. I stayed at the Standard. They, Mr. Green, yes, we got your stuff. They checked me in. They like you over. I mean, not check in. They said, can you come down to production? Went down to production. Here's $300-something. They gave me $300-something. Can we see your nails?
For your per diem?
Yeah. Because I'm there for like Saturday night through Sunday, through Monday. Oh, can we see your nails? Okay, well, hey, here's an extra, whatever they gave me. Please go get your nails done. Like, I mean, it was crazy, man. And
Did you have to put a credit card down at the hotel?
No, I had to do nothing.
That's always.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
always.
Oh, I didn't do nothing.
Oh, when you don't have to put that credit card down, you be like.
And I don't know if you ever stayed at the Standards before, but there's some nice hotels. There's small rooms, but they're nice. And I'll never forget it, man. I was like, it was the first time I said, "Man, you made it. You did all right."
A Philly boy.
Yeah,
like,
you know what's cracking on
yeah,
that.
Philly, yeah.
I
Damn,
mean,
your hands are ashy. You didn't put
I just
lotion?
got the shower.
Oh, okay, all right.
That's why I was a little late. You have any poets? You have any lotion back there?
I think your hands are beyond lotion. You need grease.
I need some.
You
You have any
Vaseline.
grease, lotion, or some oil? I just put some oil in my car. I thought about using it, but then I didn't want it to blow up.
No. They can't see your hands. It's
Okay,
good.
okay, cool. But,
No, we're good. Okay, she's gonna spray some.
Thank you.
Some. You need what's that? Hand sanitizer.
What the hell is this? Oil. Just get out of here. I thought you were going to
Hey, she's the boss.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks for the oil.
Can't.
But yeah, that was the first time, Lou. I think I really felt like, I felt like really I had made it.
Good
know
for
what
you.
I mean?
Good for you.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. I'm Lewis Dix, and what's your name?
I'm Dannon Green,
And you listen to-
a.k.a. Black.
Okay, I'm sorry. And you're
sorry.
in a frat, so you want to tell them that stuff?
Rude to the bros. Stuff. Well, man, you got to slow down a
Okay,
little
I'm
bit,
sorry.
man.
The legacies.
You guys,
the
you
legacies. I don't know, because I know you guys are like
Yeah,
Muslims.
but you
guys
guys
are like Muslims when it comes to
No,
that.
we're not Muslim. You guys
No, but I'm saying you have the same. You demand the same etiquette.
You got it. Yes, you got to have the etiquette.
Yeah,
man,
you can't fake, because there's a thing going on with some actress who was pretending she was in a fraternity on
Sorority?
Insecure. Yeah, in a sorority.
Oh.
And they're really mad at her.
Yeah, because they don't. You know why? Because there's so much that goes into it, and there's so much dedication, and there's so much history with all the sororities and fraternities. So that's why when people do it, they're like, because if you came up in the 70s and 80s and 90s, when it was really, being leveled out, people don't want you to be out there faking it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, it's even with the females.
Yeah, I saw a KAY and it said 1911 on the license plate. I guess that's when it was
those are
formed.
Kappas.
That's when it started, 1911.
For the Kappas.
Yeah, because I just know that you can't play around with that.
No, but you know what? It's like it's just like religion in a way. You don't want nobody to come to your church and they be like, you in there at a synagogue, and you come in there, it's not gonna be a good combination.
Right, right. Now, because things have relaxed on that as far as the hazing and all of that.
Yeah, because there was a lot going on. I won't get into what was happening with it, but there was a lot going on that was costing the frat.
Now, can you tell us what you had to go through a little bit?
No, because I can't.
Oh, so you can't tell us
Yeah, I don't.
online and
Yeah,
all that. Brother 1, brother 2, brother 3.
No, we don't talk about all that.
Okay.
Just know that I'm 5 years in the frat.
What do you mean 5 years in the frat?
I went over in 2016.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Now they
Phi Beta. Shout out to the bros, Inglewood.
Now, because I know when the girls, like when the sororities, when one passes, the other one comes up, the other ones come honor her, and they have
like
to
that.
take her stuff. Do they pass on you guys?
I mean, Buddy gave me some. Buddy brought me some things, and the bros would give you something. Give you a shirt, give you something.
And you have to keep that in a certain place.
Well, you're supposed to keep it somewhere where so no one else can get it, because you don't want people out there wearing Nilia that's not supposed to have it.
Right, but when one of you guys pass, that has to go somewhere, right? You can't give it. Your family can't keep it.
No, your family can't keep it.
So who does it go to?
I really don't know.
But okay, so it's at your
and
house.
if I knew, I probably wouldn't tell you.
Okay, but I'm saying it's at your house. So does someone come get it from your family?
It's supposed to be certain places where people should know where to go and get it. I'll just leave it.
Oh, okay, so it's not up in your attic.
Well, it's not in mine. 'Cause I live in an apartment.
Okay.
It's called being.
All right.
So
today, before you got here,
Yeah.
I was talking about parenting because that's where I am. Are you a parent?
Never been a parent. I don't have any kids, but you know what, man? I got young. That's one reason I was late. I had to take my godson to school today.
Okay.
Now I know I don't have no kids. That's some bullshit.
How old is he?
He's 4.
He's 4.
And he goes to school in Calabasas.
So he's like in a pre-K something,
Yeah.
right?
I'm like, put bro, you live right there off Reseda. And he don't need to be around all these white people right now. Put him right in the school, Robbie. Nah. Can you take him to Calabasas?
Now, is it more than him as far as black kids there?
I think I saw a couple of black kids. Because you know when you
now, why is the mom doing that? Is the
that's
mom
what
and the dad?
No, both parents are good.
Uh-huh.
And they from the hood. But they,
So it's about them wanting their child to have a better education?
Yeah, all of them. Yep. Osani is 4. That's what I had this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Osir is 7, and Marley is 11. But Marley is not through Heidi. Heidi had asked me to be the godfather of her boys. Okay. And then Marley was Omar's daughter, and then I just kind of...
So it's a dad in the home?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was talking about how when we were growing up, a dad was around.
Oh, you had a male figure.
And
it's different. It's so different, Lou. I mean, right? Like I know your dad was around.
Right.
I didn't have a father.
Okay.
But my older brother was there, the one that passed, Mike, and then Sonny was not in the home. But we had the vibe was so different because you had the neighborhood. Everybody in the neighborhood was your dad or your older brother.
Now, was your dad ever in your life? Or
no, because I'm a foster kid.
Okay.
So I never knew my family.
So you never knew your mom or your dad?
My biological, no.
Wow.
No.
So that was so you were born into foster care.
No, I was born just real quick. My mother had me and she got sick at 10 months when I was 10 months.
Okay.
So I have an older brother that I've never seen.
Okay.
18 months older than me. My biological grandmother couldn't take care of both of us. For some reason, I guess it was too much to have 2 toddlers. That was the story I was told. So I was the new baby, and they made me a ward of the state while my mom was sick. You know what I mean? So when you're a ward of the state, you're given to the state of New York. And what happened was she passed, and then I was in foster care from there.
So you never got back to go see your grandmother?
I never knew. I mean, it never worked out. It just didn't work out like that. Because as a kid, I was going from place to place. Now, I did get to go back to my biological aunt at one time. They took care of me for a year, and then I guess they was like, well, we can't really deal with them. I don't know
How old were you?
At that time, I could have been 4 or 5.
Okay,
and then they put me back in foster care.
So do you have any memories?
None.
How far back?
I can go back to, because I believe they lived in Queens or Jamaica, New York, and I can kind of remember a little bit. That's about as far. But I lived in Staten Island. I was in foster care in Staten Island. Mm-hmm. I was in foster care in Long Island and Wyandanch, New York.
Now, you hear all these stories, well, some stories about foster parents. Now, you went from home to home. Were you ever in a steady home for?
For 3 years, I was in one home.
And how old
it was
were
a
you
cottage.
then?
I think that was the last one I was in before I got adopted. That was, I might have been, got adopted at 7. So I might have been 4 or 5 at that time. Okay. And I lived there for 2 years. But that was like a home for, it was like 5 kids there, like 4 or 5 of us. And I had, we had 2 white women that was taking care of us.
So, okay, now when you got adopted, was that a black family?
Yeah, my mom. But I had lived there before. So what happened was she was my foster parent, my mom. That's how I got last name Green.
Okay.
When I was 2, it was like an emergency placement. I was put into their care. And then I stayed there for 2 years. They took me out. She was willing to take care of me, but they take me out because of, legally and all this stuff. My biological aunt wanted to take care of me. So they took me out the home. So then what happened was they used to say that I always would say, well, how is Miss Green doing? Like even as a kid, how's Miss Green doing? I always asked about her. So when she found out that I was back in foster care, she adopted me.
Well, and she had a husband?
And her husband died a year before I was adopted.
So she was a single mom?
Yes.
Did another male move in?
No. And I give her all the credit in the world. And that's why I'm probably a little tough when it comes to people in relationships, stuff like that, because my mom, she was only 54 when she adopted me. I mean, we're 55, we were older, so we still about bras and women, whatever. Right. But my mom never got with another man because she said she didn't want to bring a man into the house with me.
Now, she made sure you got your education. She went to Ohio State.
Well, she passed. She passed when I was 15.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
And then
so I've been on my own since 17.
So when she passed, where did you go? At 15.
At 15, she passed. I found her deceased, unfortunately. Wow. And it was a heavy day. And then it was really about who was going to take care of me, or was I going to go back into foster care? Because I'm 15.
Right.
So my brother Mike, the one that passed, my family, because there was a lot of stuff going on. When someone dies, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. There's a lot, trust me, and especially in my case. So I never forget it. I was living in Philly, West Philly, right there on Felton Street. I was in the kitchen, and I could, like you're in the kitchen, you hear the, 4 adults in there talking, and
Right.
what we gonna do with him? Send a nigga to slave. Everybody's like, so then my brother came out in the kitchen. He said, man, look, I'm gonna take care of you.
And how old was your brother? Older than you?
Mike
Much
was
older?
27 years old.
He was how old?
7 years old.
Okay.
So he was 22.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
A lot of people don't know that story because, and I don't wear it. It used to be when I was years ago. It would get me emotional. I couldn't talk about it. Because it was just a lot of heavy stuff went down. But I think as you get older and you understand, where you've been and what you've gone through. That's why I'm, look, we Philly people first of all, and I'm gonna say this because a lot of people can be from Philly and they're not real Philly people.
Right.
I don't give a fuck if you was raised there or not. But you know how we got that real street thing of you got to get your own.
Right. Yeah, you don't ask nobody for nothing.
You got to get it. You know what I mean? We understand what you've been through.
Right.
You got to get it.
Yeah.
And what helped me was when I was younger, I used to watch the news a lot. Like when I took the test to go into the military, because I wasn't going to go, but they give you that test in like 11th or 12th grade to see what you would be good at. They told me I would be a historian. Because like I passed that like probably 90 to 100%. So my whole thing was I would watch the news. And I would always see the news, and it would be, a trial or something going on, Channel 6,
right,
whatever. And they would, it would be a guy there, you would hear him talking to the judge, and the lawyer would be like, well, my client, he comes from a broken home, trying to explain why,
right.
And then you hear the judge say something like, yeah, we understand, he gonna have to still do these 25 though. I need that. I'm gonna have to have him 25 years for what he did, but I'm sorry for what he went through.
His name was probably Day Day.
Yeah, probably Day Day. So my mindset has always been, I can't blame nobody for what I've been through, but I'm very sensitive to people that go through stuff. Like I'm sensitive to people who have older parents because I know what it feels like to lose a parent,
right.
young. So when someone loses, I always feel bad. I always do, no matter who it is. You know what I mean? So my thing has always been, I've always had to go out there and get it. You know what I mean? And when my mom passed, that was the decision because my brother Mike, he was a hustler. So Mike was, like I tell people, he probably was smarter than 5 people put together. And that's no lie. He tested out from the 7th grade to the 9th grade at Bieber. They wanted to send him to the 10th at Brook, but my mom was like, he's too young. He can't, we're not going to send him to school there. So he tested out two grades.
Wow.
But Mike was a hustler. Coke, weed, you know what I'm saying? And I could have went that route, you know what I mean? But I've always was an athlete. I always played sports in Philly, and it was just a situation. Then when I started boxing, I never really thought about doing, the most I would do was weed.
Right.
And I hated when I did that. I'm like, damn, that means I got to work on, 2 or 3 weeks to get this out my lungs.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and so I didn't really have those type of addictions or issues. My issues was really my mouth back when I was younger.
Right.
I would quick to talk, quick to fight.
Right.
And I stopped being quick to fight when I saw dudes using weapons. Cause I'm like, I'm not a weapon dude.
Right.
I'm gonna fight you with my hands, take my chances. But so that's what made me stop being so quick to fight.
Right.
In the streets. And then when my mom passed, and I had to move, and I wound up moving to New Hampshire, and that's kind of when my life changed and my attitude changed.
Cool. That was you had said. Let me tell you a quick story.
Yeah,
but
but you gotta understand, my quick stories are like 10 minutes long.
No, that's Philly.
Yeah,
that's a Philly thing.
Yeah,
that's a Philly. We give details.
Yeah, we're not gonna just say, oh yeah, I used to live here, and then have the whole audience be like, so tell us more.
Yeah, that was the thing about Philly. You had to talk in complete sentences.
Yes, because people be like, yo, my man, what the fuck you talking about?
Right. Yeah. They would tell you to shut up because you're not making sense.
Yo, my man, you wasting time.
Well, that's so. Shout out to all of. So you're on the same page as understanding Tiffany Haddish when she talks about being adopted.
Yeah, but I don't know because Tiffany was adopted by her family.
Okay.
You see, and I have a big not issue with her because foster care is foster care, but I have issues with people that adopt kids from other countries.
Right.
I have a big issue with that.
Why
I
is
do
that?
not respect that. Because I work with kids now.
Okay.
I've always worked with kids
I didn't
over the
know
last
that.
year. I work with foster kids, kids at risk, and kids with special needs. Even when I'm shooting films or on the road, because I've always said I wanted to give back. Okay. You know what I mean? And that's one reason I do it. I understand maybe what Tiff went through, but it was her family I also believe that adopted her. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that taking away any, whatever her grind is, you know what I'm saying? And her story is her background story. It is what it is. But, when people ask me, well, you're a foster, like, I don't want to say there's no such thing as a true foster kid, but bro, I moved 8 times before I even got adopted.
That what's interesting? I've yet to see I just haven't seen it, a good film about that.
Well, you know why? Like, again, the problem I have, getting back to the issue is, see, and it's really white people. and black people starting to get into it. Most people don't want to adopt a child past the age of 1 or 2.
Right.
They just don't want to, because once a child gets to be 3, 4, he kind of got an identity. You know what I'm saying? So people like Angela Jolene will go overseas and spend hundreds and thousands of dollars for, and people that are sitting home, we're really waiting for this child to come, all this. And I'd be like, this bullshit. I have a joke I do it like that. I'm like, y'all spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and, going to Russia, going to China, going to Africa to adopt somebody. I said, you get a nigga down the street for $10 and he got somewhere to stay.
Right.
And then the crazy thing about it, though, Lou, is you don't see, and this is the part that bothers me, you don't see other countries coming here to adopt children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And LA County alone got over 30,000 kids in foster care and out here in these type of, problems. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just don't have a lot of respect for it.
I feel you. Hey, listen, I'm Lewis Dix.
I'm Dan. I'm sorry. I'm new to this. Hello, I'm Dannon Green.
And listen, I want you to give us a call because we're talking about parenting. 323-815-4204. Hey, boss, are they saying anything in the chat room?
Are they killing me? It's
hey,
okay.
Give us a call.
Yeah.
Are they if you could get on the mic and tell us, they said they're killing you. About his lotion? Hold up. Boss lady's going to tell us some of the things that they're,
I don't mind.
She's too.
If they're killing me, that means they're watching.
So, if you don't mind, can you tell us? Can you get on the mic and tell us some of the things?
Yeah. Can you tell us? Yeah, without.
I mean, she's.
Or is it personal? Like I should be going home and jumping off a bridge?
Those people in the chat room have no talent.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Hold on. Let me pick a few good ones.
There you go. Why don't you just pick one? That'd be so good.
It's killing her, though.
It is. I'm sitting up here dying in the chat.
And I'm thinking that you're a friend of mine.
All right, so.
Jokes are jokes, and if they funny, they funny.
Fair enough.
I work at Netflix. I'm just kidding.
There you go.
That was a good one. That was a good one. You got to give me that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me that one.
And that's why I stayed away from asking Tony about the whole Dave.
Oh, yeah, you
stuff.
did right,
They
man.
just wearing that out. They did. But it's,
that stuff is, man, you know what bothers me about that, man? I thought about this the other day, man. Are you do you have them ready, or should we come?
I'm looking them up, but continue.
Yeah. And this is on a serious note. Mm-hmm. I did a show the other day, and I asked her.
Okay, here's one.
Okay, damn. Ain't this a mess?
Dannon is one of those random dudes at the DMV who want to talk to you for no reason while you waiting for your number to be called.
That is me. Who put that out there? You have a name?
Sweet Wonka.
Hey, Sweet
Wonka, thank you, because that is me.
Now, Sweet is I'm a fan of Sweet.
You know Sweet?
Sweet, he's called in.
It's a dude.
Yeah, it's a young dude that's
Sweetie.
That's a family man, has his own business. He's just.
Might want to change your name, Sweet.
No, he's. He had to grow on me.
Okay.
At first, I felt the same way you did.
Okay.
But then, after listening to him, he wears his shirts are weak because I've seen pictures of him. But
so his clothes game is soft.
But he's authentic.
Okay.
I have to give him that.
Where's Sweet from? We got to know where he's from.
Where's Sweet from?
I don't know.
We don't know.
Okay.
But I like him.
All right.
I would share a meal with him. I would sit down and have a meal.
Sweet, if I ever come to your town or whatever, I'll share a meal with you. You're going to pay, though, but go ahead. All right, what's the next one we got on me? Damn you. Stop laughing before you at least tell me.
She laughing and leaning back.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to get hit.
All Dannon's pillows on his bed are made of Bounty paper towels.
Damn. I don't understand that one.
I don't understand that.
Yeah,
either.
I mean, how is it related
Just
to?
say that you have a fat tongue.
Oh, I do.
You have a what?
A fat tongue. But let me tell you, now who said that? Who said that? Actually, it's a new tongue.
Corey Roberts.
All right, now Corey Roberts, let me say something to you. That's funny. But let me share something with you, Corey Roberts. When I was a child, because I had the list and it was really bad, they do all of these tests. And the doctor told me that I have a thick tongue. I have a wide tongue. So, Corey, thank you. If you got a girlfriend or a sister, send them over to the crib. We'll see this tongue work.
Okay, all right. Oh my God, Corey, that was funny.
That was a good one, Corey.
That was funny. Oh my God.
Anything else you wanted to mess up my day with?
No, it's fine.
Okay, thank you. Damn.
No, it's okay.
It's okay. So anyway, let me tell you what the situation was.
Okay, one more.
No!
Yes. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I'm telling you right now, I'm not coming back down here if you're going to be working.
No, we can't come down here unless she's the
Another
boss.
another one from Corey. He says,
Hold on, Corey can't get two.
when Corona hit, Dannon knew he could never be able to talk in public again without a mask.
Without a mask.
I didn't get that one.
Because they said when he talks, he spit.
Oh, thanks, Corey.
That is funny.
Thank you, Corey.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. That was. Hey, listen. We got our boy. Okay. I just want to talk about some stuff that I was thinking. I was about parenting and things that we did growing up and that you can't do now.
Play. I mean, that's what you can't even play no more.
Right. I mean, well, seatbelts. We didn't have seatbelts growing up.
Man, your mom ain't never say. Your mom said, "Sit back."
Right.
And shut up.
Right.
That was it.
And then if you were a baby, you sat on your lap. For some reason,
They
that
held
wasn't
you
up there.
in the front seat.
Right. And then we just
It's all white people laws, man. I'm sorry, bro.
no, I mean
Black people ain't come up with these laws. We did not jump on these laws until the white man. Come on, Lewis. We had BB guns. We had cap guns. Nothing came out of it, but that was part of it. Now you can't have a cap gun now.
you can't even have play guns. You can't even
No
play guns. You have anything that's gonna
get your
because
shot.
I know we did this growing up. I mean, with my kids and stuff, we childproofed the house, where so they couldn't open the drawer. We put the little things, and then we covered the plugs.
You would hang around white folks,
Right,
and
our but mom was from Oakland, I was from Philly, so we had black in the house. But that's right, we followed that trend. But our thing was we stuck our hand in the plug, got shocked. That was proof not to do it again.
First of all, as a kid, you would look at the refrigerator and know. And I don't know how but I know. I look at the fridge and everything in here could be drank.
Right.
I ain't never look under under the sink and go, this looks tasty.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We didn't touch anything that wasn't in our room.
No.
It's like you just didn't bother that. You
didn't think about it.
Like the pills, you would never open a pill.
If it wasn't food, you ain't touch it.
Right.
That's why you got in trouble when you got older. You don't sweep up. You're gonna cut the grass. Oh shit!
Right.
I ain't know put my hands on it.
Right. You could. Yeah. You had to be told. No, you had. And I do remember one time when I was younger, there was a fence at the top of the steps, so you couldn't fall down the steps. But I remember when a couple people fell, you said, "I'm gonna go down on my stomach." When you were a baby, you just realized that.
You know when I saw the fence?
When
my mom put the fence up at the basement to keep the dog in the basement.
Right.
That's what we used it for.
There you go.
We had a shepherd.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And he could get through it at any time, but he knew, unless something really break out,
right.
I'm gonna stay behind the fence.
Yeah, even the dogs knew the rules.
The dog knew the rules because black people ain't gonna keep them. You break through the fence, it's like, yo, my man, you ain't. It's protocol around this crib.
Right. Now, also, I remember things have changed, but you got in trouble if you were a boy and you played with your sister's dolls.
Oh, first of all, you didn't even think about it. And your sister will whoop your ass.
Right.
But not now. You
Right.
play with your sister's dolls now, she'll be like, okay, come on. As a matter of fact, let me change you.
Right. Well, walking to school by yourself.
Oh, my God. Come on, Lou.
It was always an older brother or sister to walk
be
with
honest with you. Now, and all jokes aside, your mom ain't, okay, I won't speak for your mother. Mm-hmm. My mother never thought about dropping me off to school.
No, mine either. No way. No.
Mom, I'm gonna be late. You better walk fast.
Yeah. No.
Matter of fact, I'm being honest with you. I never even thought about asking her.
No.
You go to school.
And we walked to school in the snow.
Right, in the snow, through hoods.
With Converses on. I mean, come on. Or Pro Kids.
I walked from Felton Street to Beaver Junior High School. If we went the back way to under the bridge, pretty much it was cool because that was all West Philly and we back. When you go over the bridge, you got them boys from Winfield coming across the bridge to go to Brook, or you going across. Always had to be on your P's and Q's, whether you ready to fight or nigga look at you wrong.
Right.
You ain't tell your mama having problems walking to school. Well, you better walk another way.
Yeah, they don't have the street savvy that we have.
No, and that's why I have no fear. I mean, as an older man, I don't have no fear anyway, but I have no fear of a kid.
Yeah. Cool. Hey, right now, this is interesting. because we got a cat who's as our second guest. I know you got to know him. He's been on Disney Cruise Lines, BET Comic View. He opens for every time I turn around, he's opening for someone.
Okay.
And that's Jay Lamont.
Oh, me and Jay did some great shows together.
Jay Lamont he's known as.
And Jay owed me lunch.
The human iPod. So hey, Jay, welcome.
Where you at?
Hit your mute button.
Hit your mute button, bro. Stop acting old.
Oh, yeah. I'm not old. What's up, y'all?
What's up?
What up,
How are
Jay?
you? Thank you so much for joining us, man.
Oh, man, good to be here, man. What's going on with you guys? What's up, Dannon?
Man, you know we hanging. You know how we do it. What's going on with you, brother?
Sitting there looking like a pastor, because God will make a way.
Yes, and because I do look like a pastor, I hope that one day I will be rewarded with that lunch I brought you that time.
You know what? We're going to have a prayer. Let's have a word of prayer.
No, we ain't.
Oh, you had lunch? We had lunch once. But
Oh, yeah, we had lunch. Yeah, well, it wasn't something that I had to do. I ran to Jay out there in
We was in Porter
Ranch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I had a pocket full of money, so I
Yes,
saw
you
Jay.
did.
I saw Jay over there eating, and and Jay's a chicken wing dude.
Okay.
A lot of chicken wings, dude. And then, so I sat down and we talked and chat. And then I said, man, you know what, brother? I want to bless you, man. Let me get that for you. And he did it.
Man.
He did.
And I
What everybody
appreciate
does.
that.
Oh no. Even though a nigga wanted me to buy it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you ain't gotta do that. But thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah. He said thank you quick though.
No, that was. I appreciate that, Danny, because I didn't have no money anyway. So that the Lord told you to do that.
Yeah.
The Lord told you to do that.
Yes, he did.
Hey, Jay, where were you born?
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma, 405 area code, Oklahoma City.
OKC, yes, indeed. That's right.
Now, how you were raised there?
Yeah, I was born and raised there. I'm a PK, raised up in the church. My father was a longtime Baptist minister and a pastor. My mother, first lady and musician. So it was a very grounded family, man. Me and my older brother.
Oh, so it was just two of you guys in the house.
Just the two of us in the house. Very musical family because everybody in my family could sing. So one of the things that we used to do growing up, we would gather around with my dad. We would harmonize. My dad would start off with a song, and then I'd come in. Then my mother would come in, and sometimes she'll be on the piano playing and everything. So it was a very nurturing for our family growing up. I mean, very strict now, because there's a lot of things that we couldn't do, And I know it's so funny. People ask me, how do you know all them songs, man? I'm sure your dad didn't let you listen to none of this stuff, man. And I said, I snuck away to listen. That's what I did.
Oh, so you couldn't hear secular music in your home?
Yeah, well, it was disallowed. My father didn't allow it. But here's the thing. Yeah, we couldn't, I'll put it this way. We couldn't listen to it around him, because he was like, turn that mess off. We're not going to listen to that. It always had to be something like Shirley Caesar or Yolanda Adams when my dad was around. But now when my dad would go away, if we'd go to work, my mom, on the other hand, she didn't mind because she knew how much I liked music and everything. So she allowed me and my brother to kind of explore other types of music because she was a musician. She studied music in college.
You Baptist?
Yeah, I'm a Baptist.
Because that's
Baptist.
big in Pentecostal religion. I came when I first got saved. It was in the Pentecostal religion, and they definitely don't. No secular music, no dressing, no nothing. I didn't know that in the Baptist.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know.
But it was, but you know what, Dannon? It was so funny because a lot of times my dad. I remember times we'd be riding we'd be going to church or whatever. And my dad was the kind of person, he didn't know what station was what. So he'd be flipping the radio dial, trying to find a Christian station, if you will. And this is so funny. I remember one time he turned to this one station, and you remember that song by Teddy Pendergrass, Harold Melvin, If You Don't Know Me. Right. Okay, that song was playing. And obviously my dad had never heard. I'm like, this is a classic. I'm sitting in the back kind of humming along with it, very low key. My mother looked over at my dad like, okay, does he not know that's not a religious song? But it kind of had that gospel flavor.
Right.
But as soon as Teddy started singing all the things that we've been through, so my dad's still driving. You can understand me like I understand you. And then the part where he says, but baby, I know the difference. He's like, what in the world is that? No, that's true. My dad like, turn that mess off. That's the devil. Ain't nothing but the devil music. I'm like, sometimes I'd mess with my dad. Dad, why you turn it? That's a good song. Shut up, boy. Shut up.
Now, did that last? Did he ever come around and allow that regular?
No, not at all. My dad, he didn't play that. He didn't play that, and we respected him. So I said, there's no way in the world I'm have LL Cool J blasting on my stereo system with my dad around, because there have been times he called me like, "What you listening to?" I said, "Oh, I ain't listening. I'm not listening to that. I'm not listening to that." He said, "Yes, you are. What you listening to?" Because see, my oldest brother used to listen to James Brown when he was coming up. I have my brother's another cousin who would always listen to James Brown, and my father would be like, "Why are you listening to that? Turn that mess off. Turn that mess off." Now he knew who James Brown was. He'd be like, "No, don't you play that in my house." But now, like I said, my mom, she said, go ahead and listen to your stuff, but don't turn it up too loud.
Now,
turn it up too loud.
The story is that preachers' kids are wild. And,
they say that. That's what they say.
And you being a preacher's kid and knowing other preachers' kids, is that so much true? Or
well, you know what? That's always been told to us. We've always heard that growing up. They say that we're the worst kids. You know what? But you know what? I think of a lot of friends that I grew up that were much wilder than we were, and they were not preachers' kids. Mm-hmm. But then on the other hand, I knew of some who were also preacher kids that kind of had some issues too.
So is that why your comedy, because based on how you grew up, is clean?
In some ways. But see, the thing is, Lewis, when I started in the business, I didn't start out doing comedy. I started out as a musician.
Oh, okay.
Which a lot of people don't know that, and I know a lot of the colleagues that I've told this to didn't know that either. I started out in a band. Right. So when I was in high school, when I was in high school, of course, I would always clown around with my friends, make my friends laugh. But when we got on stage and did talent shows, we had a little small band. Two of the guys that I went to school with, we grew up in the same neighborhood, so we started a band. And one of the guys who played guitar, they were looking for a singer, and so the word went around. Said, "Well, let's get Jay. He'll be our lead singer." And so we would do talent shows, have the girls, that was probably one of the first times girls were screaming at us and stuff. So I said, I might want to do this as a profession. I didn't necessarily say I want to do comedy, but it was the fact that, I'm out here doing this band thing. I really wanted to be a singer. That's really what I wanted to do. Right. My parents wanted me to sing too. So, but at the time, when I got into college, I wound up meeting some guys in college who I went to school with, and we started an R&B band at the time. We would do concerts all around the community where I grew up, and we would pack the place out. But things didn't work out like we thought. We were trying to get a record deal, and if we had gotten this record deal that I thought we were going to get with this one guy we met, he had connections with Motown and Columbia Records, I probably wouldn't be doing comedy now.
And you went to Howard, is that correct? You went to Howard? You went to Howard?
No, I went to Langston University.
Right. So, in Oklahoma, right?
HBCU in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yep, right. Langston, Oklahoma, all black town.
Now, because you just did was it a homecoming you were there?
We were just at our homecoming about 2 weeks ago, and we did a live concert. So what happened was, one of my classmates who I used to be in the band with, we earlier this year, he said, "Hey man, why don't we get together and do a reunion show for the alumni?" And I said, "Hey, I'm in, let's do it." So, and I'm trying to get some more footage of what we did. We had a great time, man. A lot of the alumni came. It was an outdoor concert. So it was just, people were ecstatic, man. We did a couple of songs. We did a couple of cover tunes, Cameo. I think we did some Isaac Brothers, Prince. It was a lot of fun, man. Then we did some of our own stuff too.
In a minute, I'm gonna get into, because you have a CD out. I'm gonna get into that. But I wanted to, how did you get into comedy then?
Well, it was by accident. Like I said, I was always making fun. I was always cracking jokes and making fun of everything and doing impersonations. I was doing all of that when I was a kid, doing the sound effects. Anytime I would hear a song on the radio, even when I was with my mom, sometimes when my mother would go shopping, she would allow me to turn on the radio, and any song that came on, I would just sit there and listen to the singer, the instruments. And I just started picking up doing the instrument sounds. So one day, like I said, we were trying to get this record deal. We were having a meeting with the band in the studio. And I said, "Look, man, you know what? If this doesn't work out, I think I might give comedy a shot as a backup." And so some of the guys said, "You know what, Jay, you should do that, man. That'd be great. And here's what you should do." One of the guys in the band said, "What you ought to do is, while you're making them laugh, show them everything that you do." And I said, "You know what? That's not a bad idea." So like I tell people, Lewis, the type of show that I do, the type of act that I do, it's a comedy act, but it's a mixture of music, imitations, and everything else. So it's kind of like a different type of show.
The variety show.
Right. That way you can get an idea of what it is that I do. Right. Because even up to this day, whenever I do a show, people come up to me after the show, man, I really enjoyed you, man. You are amazing. Man, yeah, you know what? You sound like you can sing, man. Have you ever sung? And that's when I tell them, I said, "Well, I used to be in a band and I'm working on music right now." So that's why I decided to get back in the studio and do some stuff that I was doing back then. So it's like my own thing now.
So how was your first comedy set?
It was amazing, man, because actually the first comedy set that I did, Lewis, was at a concert. Because like I said, I didn't start out doing the comedy at comedy clubs. I was doing concerts. So what it was that at the time, there were a couple of promoters who I met at the time I was going to Langston. And, they would go around trying to find some talent. Whenever they would bring a concert to Oklahoma, they wanted some kind of talent to open up the show, particularly a comedian, or maybe a music artist. So the word went around, said, well, there's this freshman on campus, man, named Jay Lamont. Maybe why don't you get him? And that's how that all started. So now you're going to laugh at this. The first show that I did, my first professional show, if you will, I was, who was I opening up for? Grandmaster Melly Mel and the Furious Five.
Grandmaster Flash and Melly Mel.
Well, no. It was Melly. It wasn't Master. This is Grandmaster Melly Mel.
He wasn't with them?
So how you going to tell the man?
I didn't know, man. I didn't know.
How you going to tell the man's telling his story?
He older now. He might have forgot.
No, I'm younger. I'm still young. Dan.
Oh, my bad.
I'm still young.
My bad.
I'm younger than you.
Yeah.
No. Well, Dannon, I don't know if you recall at the time when Melly Mel was with Flash, he left Grandmaster Flash and started his own Furious Five group.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I apologize, man.
So some of the guys.
You can make a mistake in life.
Well, no, but you know boxing. He knows music.
Okay, you're right. I apologize.
Yeah, and I followed. And I was a hip hop fan growing up, man. So I followed their career. So Grandmaster Melly Mel saw me, man. He was like, who is this kid, man? And so I'm on stage because, like I said, I'm new to this. I'm like, okay, I got to put, because he was like, man, the promoter said, just do about 10 or 15 minutes, Jay. Just put some of your best imitations, because I freestyled for him on campus, and he liked what he saw me do. He said, just do a little bit of that on your show. And it turned out to be great, man. I mean, like I said, my first professional show. And then after that, the same guy that put me on that show put me on a show with Levert, Roger Troutman, and Zapp. So I was doing all these concerts, and that's how I met those guys.
Wow.
And it wasn't until I moved to Houston, because I was on the radio. Let me back up. I was a radio announcer. I was an on-air DJ for about 8 years. So I spent eight or 9 years on radio, because I started on college radio at Langston. Then I got my first professional gig at a commercial station. So I was doing that. So I had like 4 jobs at the same time. I was an on-air DJ. I was a club DJ. I started doing comedy, and I was doing music. So I was getting a little money here and there, so hustling.
Wow. And
yeah.
So you, once you started, so do you enjoy doing concerts or more comedy clubs? Which one do you enjoy?
Well, I enjoy it all. I mean, to be honest, I enjoy it all. But I mean, there's no doubt that I do, because I started out doing the concert venues. That's really pretty much, I love that mostly because, just to feel that energy out there, because I think it must have been probably about 3,000 people that I performed in front of that very first show, 3,000, So then when I started doing the comedy, it wasn't until I went to Houston that I started doing the comedy clubs. Like, I'm sure you might know some of these spots, Spellbinders in Houston. There was one club, a gentleman that you all, Dannon, I think you remember a gentleman named Rushion McDonald and David Raybon.
Yeah.
They started one of the first all-black comedy clubs in Houston called Hip Hop Comedy Stop. And so I was on the radio in Houston because I got a job in radio in Houston. So I was known all over the city as a DJ, but people at the time, the people in Houston did not know that I was doing comedy and music and everything. So that's pretty much where it started at when I started doing the comedy stages in Houston.
Now you've opened up for, everybody. You just with Keith, what's Keith Washington? Washington, is it Keith?
Keith Washington.
Keith Washington.
Yeah, but everybody. Who was? Who was the most exciting one when you got that gig, you were like, wow.
Yeah, like I said, when it started with Melly Mel and Furious Five, and then like I said, Levert, it's interesting because when I worked with Levert, this is when it was Gerald and his brother and his cousin. A couple of years later, I wound up working with Gerald again.
Right.
And then I worked with his dad, Eddie Levert, the OJs. And then man, it just started getting hot and hot. Then I wound up performing with Dionne Warwick, Roberta Flack. One of the greatest moments for me was when I opened for Luther Vandross. May he rest in peace. Luther. And then, of course, Charlie. Well, I got my homie, of course, Charlie Wilson, the Gap Band. They started out in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So we're all from Oklahoma.
Okay.
And, of course, I don't know if you all know, but Charlie Wilson just lost his older brother, Ronnie Wilson.
Oh, no.
He was the oldest Wilson brother who actually started the Gap Band when they started out in Tulsa.
Right, yeah. He was like 72, I think.
So I definitely want to send my condolences to Uncle Charlie on the loss of his brother, Ronnie.
Now, how do you... Because I noticed when I watch you, because I went to see him a few times. I wouldn't pay. I'd ask him for a ticket.
Yeah.
But
I
would go see him. But when you're opening up for these acts and you do a lot of musical instruments and songs, do you make it a point not to do their songs?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's funny that you asked that, because what I don't do is I try not to do any kind of imitation or anything of the act that I've gone on before.
Right.
Like for example, I remember when I first opened for Roger and Zapp, because at the time I was doing a lot of imitations of Roger Troutman.
Right.
And actually, and just so you know, just to give you a footnote, when I first met Roger, I did him in front of him. And it was amazing because he was amazed by that. He was like, he had some shades on, and I'm doing, "Hey lady, let me tell you why." So he couldn't believe that. So he went, it was so funny. He ran off and got his brother. "Lester, come here, you got to hear this. This dude is doing me, man. And he ain't got no talk box, So that, it was stuff like that. But I never try to do anything of that artist. Like when I did Luther, I do imitate Luther, but I did not do Luther when I opened up for him. And it was so funny before the show, because he was saying, now this, because he didn't know who I was. Somebody had suggested me to him. He said, "Luther, we got the perfect guy that's going to open up for you." We were in Columbia, South Carolina. And he said, "Well, tell him don't do nothing dirty, and tell him don't imitate me and nothing like that." And of course, I said, "Well, you ain't got to worry about that. You ain't got to worry about that." And it turned out to be a great show. But yeah, I never do any kind of imitation of an artist that I'm going to be performing on with.
Does it feel like it's like doing comedy for you're opening up for a guy, and you're not going to do his jokes, but you don't want to touch that material because you know what. You know what I mean? You have they'll even tell you somebody, like a big name or something like, "Yo, man, just
Right.
I'm gonna talk on this. I'm gonna talk a little bit about this." Even though you may have that joke in your bag, but now you don't want to do.
Yeah,
that.
I remember when because that was the gig of all gigs. Whenever you got the call to open up for Luther or Patti LaBelle
Yeah.
or Anita Baker, that was it went because you had to be clean,
Right.
And it went
Right,
through like
right.
Sinbad, Tommy Davidson, and I remember getting the call to do Luther, and then I had to call Luther, and then I had to go up to his house because he wanted me to write a joke about, one, you couldn't be dirty, and then he wanted me to write a joke about his weight.
Oh,
He
really?
said, yeah, because he said, I'm going to be losing weight, then I'm going to gain it, and I want you, because I don't want them to.
He wanted to kill the elephant before.
Right, because he
anybody
said,
could
because
get
I'm going
him
to walk out
Oh,
thin.
Right,
okay.
yeah.
And then the joke I wrote was that, "Hey, listen, guys, Luther's going to come out, and it don't matter if Luther's big or small, you women still going to go crazy." So that was the way of planting the
Right.
seed that he's going to come out.
Oh, that was smart. Yeah, that was smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And matter of fact, you mentioned Anita Baker. Anita Baker, she was also the same one. Because like I said, they had never seen my act. So, and like I said, the promoters at the time who mentioned my name to them were like, "Oh, no, you don't have to worry about that with this guy. Jay Lamont, oh my God, you're going to love him. You're going to love him." That kind of thing. So it was the same way with Anita Baker too. She's like, "Well, tell him not to do this and all this, whatever. Because I do Anita Baker too. I do her, and I did not do her.
So wait a minute. Let me hear you, Anita Baker. I didn't know you did Anita Baker.
I know it's kind of hard. I'm so my voice. It's kind of hard, my little horse.
Yeah.
"In exchange for everything you give me." Because I do this little joke, Lewis, where I talk about how Anita, she sounds so good, even if you can't tell what she's saying. So I kind of,
Right.
and it kills. It kills.
Right.
But of course, I couldn't do that when I was on tour with her.
Now,
Because
you do Luther. Now, have you morphed into any modern people that you do?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
I've done Bruno. Now Bruno Mars, I've done that many times, and it kills. You remember the song he did, 24 Karat? Because at the beginning of that song, it's kind of like a vocoder that he's on there. "Tonight, I just wanna take you out right now." But I do it in a high pitch because I can't do it right now. "Tonight, I just wanna take you out." And then it goes right into 24 Karat magic. So I do Bruno Mars. I've done Drake. I do Drake a lot. I've done, oh my God, Chris Brown. I always try to stay, whenever I do the old school, I always try to mix in with some current stuff. So I try to stay abreast of what's
You got
out there
Cardi
right
B.
now.
You got Cardi B for us.
I'm loving some man.
Everything's
Everything's all man. So I try to stay abreast. I'm gonna tell you somebody else. I'm working on this one. Her. Are you familiar with her?
Yeah, she's a very talented
I've been
girl.
hearing about this. Yeah, her.
Yeah, I've seen
Oh my
her.
God, I love her. She has a song out now called "Damage." I think it's called "Damage," and it kind of it samples this song by I remember that song by Herb Alpert called "Making Love in the Rain," and you hear Janet Jackson making love in the rain.
Right.
I hear the rain on my window, and so they sampled that in her new song called "Damage." You got to check it out.
Okay.
Damage. calling me, calling me. Oh, it's the cut, it's the jam. So I'm gonna try to incorporate that in my upcoming shows.
Hey, today we were talking about parenting, and you kind of gave us a little bit about your strict upbringing. Do you remember some of the things that your parents said to you to correct you, or some of the things that you know that they couldn't do or say now in today's world?
Oh, well, I will say this, and I'm sure you guys probably had the same thing. I came from, like I said, a strict religious family with strong values, strong values. One thing my parents didn't tolerate was, of course, in our house, my brother and I, we had to, whenever my mother needed something or my father, we had to say, sir, ma'am, no, sir, no, ma'am. Don't you even dare say what, or what do you want? Because, that was it. That was it. You're going to wind up in the hospital.
So you had to say yes, sir, and no, sir.
Yeah, no, sir. Yeah. Every time, even at the time, because both my parents are deceased. I really miss them. They're both gone. But even when I got older, I always said yes, sir, no, sir, because my dad probably would have socked me in the face when I was in my 20s, my 30s. But they had a lot of strong values. But he also had great advice. I remember one time when my dad. It was so funny when my dad finally realized what I was doing for a living, because for a while it took him for a while to realize that I wanted to do entertainment, because a lot of times, you all know that most times parents of that era, they don't look at entertainment as a real job.
Yeah, right.
So when he saw me on TV, because my mother showed a tape of me on when I did BET's Comic View, so he sat and watched it, and he was very pleased, because he was kind of concerned what type of stuff I was doing. And it was so funny. I remember I called him, and when I told him the kind of money I was making, that messed him up. He was like, "You got paid how much?" My dad, at his full-time job, he was a barber. He did hair. Okay. Besides doing ministry work, he was a barber. So he said, "Man, I don't even make that much in one day." I said, "Man, that's all right, son." And so I remember one time I did a show somewhere, and I remember I called my father and I said, "Look, Dad, I'm gonna put a couple of dollars. I'm gonna send you a check for you and Mom to pay some bills." He's like, "Say what? Say what?" So any other time he was like, "Man, you wasting your time. You ain't gonna make it nowhere doing entertainment. That ain't no money." So when I first said to him, I'm gonna send some money for him and Mom to pay bills, he's like, "Boy, bless your soul. Let's have a word of prayer, boy. And when's your next show? Where you going to next?" The whole conversation changed.
Did your parents ever get to see you perform live?
My mother did. My dad never came out live, and I'm kind of glad he didn't. I would not want him to come out live, because see, here's what you got to understand. A lot of the shows that I would be on, as far as comedy shows, of course, the whole show's not clean.
Right.
So if my dad was going to come, he would probably have to come when I go on stage, and then when I get off, he could leave. Mm-hmm. But my mother tolerated it, because I know she saw me somewhere when I was in Oklahoma. And I think it was another performer on the show. They were a little bit more raunchy than me, and she sat through it. But she had a good time. My brother did too. My older brother's a minister too. Believe it or not, he's a pastor.
Oh, okay.
And so there's been a couple times he's seen me live too, and he loved it. He was very supportive.
Now you're not a parent. You have any children?
No, not at all. Not that I know of. No. I don't have any. I have nieces and nephews. So those are my kids.
Now you did a one-man show in Vegas, back down memory lane. How was that?
Yeah, it was just brief. It was a brief little residency, believe it or not. I had a residency at the Flamingo. Okay. In Vegas. It didn't last too long, but it was a great experience, but there's a chance that I may go back to Vegas and do something later on down the line. We're working on something, more than anything, Lewis, if I do go back to Vegas, it'll probably be more of a music intense show and not comedy. Mm-hmm. But we're trying to work that out, because I have my own band, because I said, if anything, I might bring my band with me. Right. Because some of the guys who played with us at Langston at our homecoming, they're going to be a part. I'm going to definitely make them a part of it if I do decide to do that.
So here, back to, I want to get finally wrapping it up. I want to ask you about "Here I Am," the song off your CD.
Yeah, well, that's actually the title of my EP. That's my first EP that has about 6 songs on there. And so we titled it "Here I Am." That's kind of like saying, well, here I am right now, y'all. This is what I'm doing. And this actually gives the listeners the first opportunity to hear the straight up musical side of Jay Lamont. And my hit single on that EP was a song called "Celebrate." Mm-hmm. And actually, and that song has been doing so well, Lewis, that it actually was in the top 20. It actually went up to number 17 on the soul chart in the UK. So it just blew my mind. That song did really well for me. First time in my career to have a song like that to do well over in the UK. It was so funny because I was getting a lot of hits from people in London, Oslo, Norway, I believe. So it was funny is that I've had people hit me up from over there asking me, when am I coming over there to perform?
Wow.
And they don't even know that I do comedy. So it's like I have a different identity now. So I now have a base of folks who are following me because of the music.
Well, congratulations.
And, oh man, I appreciate that.
Celebrate.
And I have another song out. I have another song you got to check out called "Certified Love," which did real well. And I have I shot my first music video for that song, so you got to check it out. It's on all social media and it's on my YouTube channel too. You can go to my YouTube channel, The J Lamont, TheJayLamont, The J Lamont. So it's called Certified Love, and then I just put out my new song called Things Ain't Changed, which is kind of like another version of a What's Going On by Marvin Gaye, if you will. It's kind of talking about how the conditions of the world and what we see with poverty, racism, police brutality, because it's nothing new. Things ain't changed.
Right.
So it's a great song that I co-wrote with my producer Trey Balfour, and we shot a video for that, so it's out now. And if anybody wants to check out all my music, they can go to Spotify, iTunes, all digital platforms. I'm really proud of it. I'm excited because, like I said, this is the other side of J Lamont that a lot of people don't know. Like I said, because that's what I started out doing before comedy was music. So this is kind of like my way of picking up where I left off.
Well, guys, please go to those and see that and listen to it and watch his video. Celebrate number 17 in UK. J Lamont, thank you so much for
thank you, Jay,
coming in, logging in.
That's it. Just kick me out of here. That's it.
Yeah. We've had enough.
You had your time, bro.
We've
had enough. Wow, ain't that about nothing? I was gonna treat both of y'all. I was gonna say, what you doing after this? Let's go get something to eat.
Don't worry about it. I know where you hang out.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Our producer is saying that's enough.
Yeah.
So
that's enough. Who's the producer? Who's the producer?
OG Poetess. OG Poetess. She's the owner of Morris
Media.
I
love her. No, I know who that is. Hey, Poetess, I got you too, babe. Come on, you coming with us? I know she's smiling right now.
No, she's waving a finger like,
let's wrap it up.
Yeah, that's what
she said, get that Negro off. Okay, I'm out.
No, I'm not, Jack.
What's up, love? That's my girl right there.
Okay, but now how do you know Poetess?
Oh, I've been knowing her. That's my heart right there. I know her.
You know him, Poetess?
Of course.
Oh.
Did you hear how he said that, Poetess? Notice you said it kind of like hateful. How you know him?
When I said I'm having J Lamont, she's like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
She's like, really?
I thought she was Italian, Jay.
No.
I thought she was with the mob. She's like,
but Poetess, you're my heart. I can't believe you would react that way.
You believe these fools?
They are shady.
All right, shady. Jay, we're gonna let you go. We're gonna go let
Jay.
you find a hat that fits.
Yeah, Jay.
This hits, man. This fits. Look what's on it. Look what it says.
I'm an Eagles fan. I know. That's why I'm cracking on it. I'm an Eagles fan.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
All right, man.
Y'all.
All right,
Take care.
Okay, man.
All right.
Later.
Talk about me. Damn, we couldn't get rid of this nigga.
You think his CD isn't really number 17 in the UK? Probably is.
No. It depends what part of the UK.
I want to see the video.
It's part of the UK.
I want to see the video.
Okay, we have to look at the video when we.
Yeah, we have to see the video of Celebrate because he just doesn't look like a video guy.
Yeah, Jay's not a video dude.
But no, he's talented.
Very talented. I performed with him a number of times.
Yeah, I have too.
Yes.
And one time I was.
You sure you have? Because when you spoke, you kind of spoke like I go to his shows if I can get a ticket.
No, I actually co-hosted a show with him once, and then the next week I went to a show to watch him host.
Oh, okay.
Because I enjoy him.
Right. No, Jay's good.
He makes me laugh.
Jay's funny.
He makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I just don't.
And if anything, I can definitely save my radio time and listen to him sing all night.
Yeah, sometimes his Anita Baker was struggling.
It was struggling. He says his voice was messed up.
Because it
was.
And most comics, because him and I were joking when I was talking to him that most comics don't wake up. They really don't get their thing going till about 12.
Yeah, which was probably why I was a little late.
Yeah, I told Poetess that. She was like, here we go again. So listen, I'm Lewis Dix.
I'm Danny Green.
This is name of the show is In a Man's World, and we really thank Tony Woods and J Lamont for stopping in. So I was back to I'm still laughing at at him. I didn't ask him about it. He does Disney cruise shows. I didn't ask him about that. Some things I was reading about, some things that parents... 323-815-4204. It'd be nice if we had someone call, but we only got 7 listeners, and I know they're busy. Yeah. The chat room is chatting up. Wonka...
With insults.
It was Wonka Willie. That's who... Is that who that is? Was Wonka? Right. Because he normally calls in, but I guess, you know.
Oh, TDP them in here, so it's like.
It's I'm going to have to fight through that. Because people loved our chemistry, but what's that thing? One monkey don't stop no show.
One monkey don't stop no show. And Lewis and I got chemistry if you don't like it or not.
Well, I wouldn't slow down.
Okay,
slow down
my bad. Kind of jumped the fence a little
bit.
Yeah,
your dog.
Without the dog, even change it. I jumped the fence without the dog.
Your dog in the basement came through the fence.
My bad. Okay.
No. And I'm trying to find. Buddy was here last week, and it was kind of rough.
Wait a minute, did they talk about Buddy? Because his list was worse than mine. Damn.
Yeah, it is when you think about it.
I mean, I went to class and
you actually went to class for that?
Well, not class, but I had to go to speech therapy. I used to hate it too, because when you in school.
No, here's my thing. Was it a lot of other kids in there too?
No, it wasn't that many. No, it was kids in there. But
that was a lot of. Hey, good morning. I mean, imagine y'all speaking.
Well, we don't talk like that, man. First of all, you're over exaggerating it. But it was tough at first because I'm in Bieber trying to be cool, and kids are coming to the door. When the kids, Danny Green, he has to go to speech class. Like, man, I'm gonna kill this little nigga when I get outside. I'm gonna kill him. Buddy's worse than me, y'all. But it's okay.
No,
I'll take the hit. I'll take the hit because
they didn't hit Buddy like
because
that.
You know why I'll take the hit? Because there have been people that have said, "Man, I'll enjoy your comedy," and I can always tell it's you because your voice is very distinguished. Somebody called.
Oh wow!
Hey,
caller.
Yes.
Oh, great guy.
Who is this?
What's up, gentlemen? My name is Sheena Lester.
Hey, Lester.
Hey, Lester. Yeah, you called before when we were on.
Yeah.
You're the smart one. You're in the Bay Area, right?
No.
Sheena used to work here. Sheena.
Oh, this is Sheena. This now she's real.
I don't know her, but
no, she.
How you doing, Sheena? What's going on?
She's someone that intimidates me. I get intimidated by her.
I don't get intimidated by women. So what's going on?
This woman is.
Oh, she does.
She's brown. She's beautiful.
So is it the beauty that intimidates you, or the fact that she's brown? Which one is it?
But she's all of that. She can cook. She's
that's
honest.
not intimidating. That's welcome.
She's honest and she's.
What's your specialty? What's your specialty to cook?
Attitude. That's her specialty.
Oh, okay.
No, my attitude. My specialty really is just loving up on my friends and family and.
Well, send me a picture. We can make some love.
No, you don't need a picture.
Oh no.
She's
loving right now.
She's who she is, and I've been every time I see her, I have to fight it, not liking her.
Oh, you're in Los Angeles?
Yes.
I am. Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes she's here. Her POTUS ride or die, and I mean ride or die, to the point where, look, she give you attitude for.
I hope you're nicer than POTUS, though. I hope you're nicer.
And she speaks in complete sentences, but her punctuation is serious.
Oh my gosh. Well, what do you do? What do you want? Why you call? What's up?
No,
I'm calling because
she's calling because there's nobody else calling. She's helping us out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thanks for calling.
Go ahead.
Let me complete my sentence, and I will tell you that because this fantastic show is called In a Man's World, my question is sort of historical and certainly about you two. Yesterday in history, 2008, Barack Obama was elected president. So I'm just wondering if you guys have a memory of that was particularly cool. Where were you,
Wow. Okay, go ahead.
It brings back bad memories. I was in jail.
Were you?
Nah, I'm just bullshit, man. Come on. What the hell is wrong with you, Lewis? I ain't never been in jail a day in my life.
Me either.
But it was such a heavy question. I had to break up the.
Okay.
Damn.
Well,
I actually.
I think that was pretty. You know what's funny? Because I'm sure that is someone's statement.
Oh yeah. Somebody was in jail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where was you? I was getting booked. I can only remember where I was at. I was home when they had the part. When they were in Chicago, and Oprah was there, and they was outside, and they walked on stage, and I was in my apartment just watching that, very very proud at the moment,
Yeah, I kind of, be honest, I wasn't as emotional as everyone else seemed to be.
The first time I was, but not the second time. Go ahead.
Oh, you mean? Oh, that was her question. Was the second time?
No. She asked where he was. She said 2008, so that's when he first got in.
Right. I don't think I was emotional.
Why not?
Well, because I kind of felt he had won, so he won.
But
and
it was the black thing, though. I mean, so that didn't get you.
No, not too. And if I'm going to be honest,
I want you to.
the black thing didn't, because he was. I mean, I loved it. But I didn't tear up or well up. I did that. I wasn't as emotional as I was when the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
That dog. I was emotional, and I got a G out of that. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was emotional.
I'm not. I wasn't that. But I was so proud to be. But I was hoping, and from what I saw in I was so beautiful. I was so happy it was brown.
Yeah.
I was so happy that his wife walked out there and she was brown.
Yeah.
And
the kids were brown.
It was just a brown. It was a beautiful brown.
The mother-in-law was brown.
Yeah, and he was so together.
Yeah,
he was so well spoken. He was. I mean, I'm like, to me, it was like Martin Luther. That should have been Martin Luther King's son.
Yes.
You know, respect to Martin Luther King's son, but I'm like, that's what Martin Luther King's son should have been.
Right. Can I ask both of you guys a question?
But they like bread.
Yeah. Stupid. Can I ask you both a question? How did you feel? Did you have the same type of feeling, or did you have any type of feeling, I should ask you, when Camilla got in there?
No.
Me either.
Maybe that's just it.
Please, no.
What about you?
Please. I did. It was different, though, obviously, because the vice president is completely different, and because Barack Obama had already broken that barrier, in terms of us being in a top job like that.
But her being a woman.
I mean, it was the same kind of pride. It certainly was that, her being an HBCU grad, her being from, California, all that stuff.
Yeah, I
Different.
felt some kind of way a little bit when I didn't know. I thought she had really dated Montel Jordan, but it was the other Montel. And then I felt so. But no, I mean, I was happy. Anybody, I have a thing and a serious respect for anyone that accomplishes things, because I love smart people.
Yeah.
I really gravitate to smart. I love listening to them. I love, I know if I had Adderall growing up, I would have been I wouldn't be doing this. But so how are you, Lester?
I'm well, thank you. I'm well.
I think I accidentally called you. I don't even know if your number is the same.
I think you did too, and it is. So all good.
Okay, because I was calling, you're right under Poetess. Danielle. Yeah, you're right under. I thought your last name was Holland.
No, but that's another friend of Poetess. So I know you're talking about.
Okay, so
anyway, I just wanted to call and ask you guys specifically about Barack because of the history yesterday.
Well, how are you? So you said it happened
yesterday,
today.
It happened yesterday. What?
Yesterday was
13 years ago.
2000.
No. 2006 would be 15 years ago. Right?
Yes,
15 years ago.
So 15 years ago, you say he was elected.
Yeah, 2000. Well, the year he was elected was
2008.
Correct?
2008.
Yeah. Yes, so it wasn't. So
No,
it was.
that-
That's only 11
13.
years.
13.
Yeah, 13 years ago.
Philly Public School.
Well,
We
yeah,
off.
hey man, I didn't know what year, man.
Was this the date that it happened? What's today's date is?
Today's November 4th.
Oh,
Today's
okay.
the 5th.
Today's the 5th. It was yesterday.
Oh yeah, you're
Okay,
right. Because
right,
of the election,
right. Yeah,
right. We
right.
understand.
Yeah, right. You're absolutely right.
It's funny how you never really hear that much on the news about it. I guess because
Well,
Biden's doing such a great job. Oh, sorry.
But okay, hey Lester, thank you.
Thank you, Lester.
Love you.
Thank you.
See you.
I hope to meet you again. I don't even know what you look like, but I hope to see you again.
You'll know her as soon
you'll
as she
see me
walks in.
around.
A light hovers over her.
Yeah.
Sometimes clouds.
Okay.
But when she sees me, clouds come. But other people I see.
It starts raining.
I see that light from that Tony Woods was talking about.
Oh,
the roar
okay.
thing. A shout out to Colin Powell. Today's his funeral.
They just having his funeral today.
I know. I thought about that too when I saw
He's
it.
been dead for like a month.
I know. He's been not dead a month.
It's close.
I mean, when did Colin Powell die? Yeah, it wasn't a month.
Are they going to
Feels
have?
like-
Is he going to? His body going to be in the state, like in the?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was his. It was.
Okay.
I mean, hey, death is real. I mean, we just lost. I don't know if you knew Downtown Tony Brown.
I didn't really know him. So I don't want. I heard of him, but I didn't know. Yeah.
I was in Detroit a couple times. Had experiences with him. Very funny comedian.
Yeah, it is real, man. I just went to my buddy, so.
He used to do this joke about black people needing to have a pastrami sandwich at 2 a.m. and getting shot for it. He said,
Hey, matter of fact, that's a good question. That's a question. What would you get up for early in the morning and crave?
Well, there was
like in terms of going out to the.
There was a young answer for that when I was young.
Right.
You get up anytime.
Right. No matter what it is. Right.
You drive. I remember driving to San Diego once from L.A.
For a cheesesteak?
No.
Oh.
For
Oh, I ain't talking about that.
But I'm just, you were asking me what.
I said food.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Well, that is food in a way.
That is food. It nourishes the body.
But, no, it's funny because Code 3, my girl, she won't let me get up and go out at night. She's a cop. So she's all about.
Are you dating a cop?
Yeah. So she's all about.
Good man.
She's all about, no, you're not getting out at night to go get,
No, I used to date a cop.
Oh, okay.
Out here.
Okay. It's not her, so hopefully.
Well, what's your girl's name?
Well, she's an investigator for the DA's office.
Is she still in it?
Yeah.
Oh no, she's not. Mine retired.
Okay.
Yeah, right. But she was big in Van Nuys.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
Okay, call her.
Hope it ain't it more.
Hi, in a man's world.
Oh, this is Seymour.
Seymour?
Now, I know. Now, Seymour is religious.
Okay, so I'll be clean.
She's no, you're gonna be clean. She's.
No, I talk a little bit myself.
Yeah, but she is a Renaissance woman. She does what she wants.
Okay.
She swims. She bicycles. She's just a complete woman.
Okay.
And you're not going in her house unless you're a religious man and got your stuff together.
Okay. Well, I'm saved.
She's way too young for us.
Oh, for real? Oh, never mind.
I'm not super religious, though. I'm more spiritual than religious.
Okay.
Now, don't try to change up now.
That means you got to give her the right drink.
You got to pay the rent.
How are you, Seymour?
I'm doing well. I'm so glad I caught the show live.
Oh.
I'm so proud of you that you humbled yourself and you got back over to Morris Media Studios.
Well, you got to do what you got to do. If you
kicked out other places.
No.
I'm sorry.
The other two, like I was telling, and I'm gonna start not saying their names, but like John Lemon, he's got attitude, Jeff. But I try to tell him, you have nowhere else to go. What you're doing nothing. So as opposed to doing nothing, come do what you do,
right,
where you're accepted. But he's I've always known him to be his own man. So that's his, and TDP is TDP. But I've
always been fond of TDP for some reason. Like he's one of the few dudes I kind of liked.
Oh, TDP is funny.
Yeah. And maybe that's why, because I liked him, but he never. I mean, like if you're going to be around him, he's going to hit you. You know what I mean?
Oh, he hits you hard.
Yeah, he hits you hard. But I never felt like it was vicious or, you know what I mean? Like any malice.
No, it was just funny.
Yeah.
It was just funny. I mean, I love him. I love him and Jeff. They're my boys.
Yeah, Jeff is my guy. Me and Jeff, we talk grown man stuff a lot.
Yeah, Jeff and I know each other too well. You know how you can know someone too well?
Yeah. Me and Jeff know each other very well.
Yeah, we just too well to where you just I gotta be honest with him.
Yeah.
So Seymour, what have you been? How's your mother?
They're doing fine. I did get some bad news. I have a sister who had a stroke at like 13.
A stroke.
And they thought she had a tumor. But when they went in, they only found necrotic tissue and everything. She is now diagnosed to have something called Farr's disease, which is like calcification of the brain. So that's just progressing. So I lost my oldest sister, lost her to domestic violence.
Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that.
Back in 2007, but this month, right around Thanksgiving. And then, now we have the situation with the second oldest. I'm the baby. And, so we're just kind of dealing with that and trying to, make her comfortable and everything like that. So
did you didn't? Okay, you said 13. I heard 13, but you mean 30 or something?
No, my sister had a stroke at 13.
Okay, she had a stroke at 13.
Yeah.
And how old is she now?
We have a similar story like your co-host there. We were in foster care at the time.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so she's been battling with this for a long time. And when she had it back at the age of 13, they were like, oh, she'll never live to be grown. I'm like, this chick is like in her 40s now. That's a grown woman. But she just had, some struggles and everything like that. And so they were going back and forth on the diagnosis. And now it's just like everything else they tested her for, she passed it. So they're like, yeah, this has to be Farr's disease.
Wow.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
I appreciate you saying co-host. That sounded really nice. Oh, sorry.
Well, maybe, even if it's just temporary.
Yeah, it might be.
She's an optimistic
Hey,
lady.
where are you from?
I'm from Louisiana.
I heard it, girl. I heard that twang.
My little twang.
But she live in Houston.
Oh, you live in Houston?
Well, the Houston area. I'm in Pasadena, which is a little suburb southeast of Houston.
Hey, I'm going to be coming down there. You know, Daniel Dugard moved down there.
Yeah, so he's doing comedy.
Wait, him and his wife moved down there.
Are you licensed to carry?
Huh?
Are you licensed to carry?
No, I mean, should I be?
Well, they are down there.
Oh.
Just be careful. I've kind of nicknamed Houston Baby Chicago. It's off the chain down here right now.
Well, do you have a gun?
Oh, yes, I have 4.
That's all we're worrying about.
She said she got 4.
Okay, well, I was coming down to see you. I mean, I ain't trying to go down there and see if I can get shot.
Oh, I thought you were inviting her to a show.
I don't know if I have the proper PPE now for you to come see me now.
What'd you say?
I don't know if I have the proper PPE for you to come see me.
What's that PPE?
That means cover your face with the lisp. She's hitting you hard. That's how funny she is. It was low key.
Oh, hey, that's nice.
Protective equipment.
Yeah, she's going to have to put a shield all over her house.
I'm sorry.
You have to tent your house.
Yeah, but this tongue can do other things, so you may help. Oh, no.
She
I'm sorry, but she went there. She went.
She says she's spiritual.
But Lewis,
well,
as a comedian, you know, we gotta go hard.
I'm just joking.
Come on.
Don't take anything I say serious.
I gotta shut her down.
No, you're not gonna shut me down.
I'll shut you down, girl.
That's what. See,
you won't shut me down.
I tried to warn you. I gave you her credit.
You did. You threw me a lob, and I missed it.
I'm like, you don't see more. You'd rather have Seymour on your side.
Corey is my cousin.
Who?
Corey Robbins is tearing you up in the chat room. That's my cousin.
Oh, that's what it is. It's family shit going on right now. Ain't this something? That's what it's about. Well, you tell Corey.
Read all the comments to you from the chat room.
It's all right. Like you said, Dan. As long as they talking.
Yeah, as long as they
listening.
talking. Yeah.
Hey, so Seymour, I haven't read anything about you doing anything or traveling anywhere. You just been low key.
I've been a little low key. I did go to Dominican Republic back in May, and then I went to this place called Isla Mujeres, which is a little island right off the coast of Cancun.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm planning to go back to Cabo, Lord said the same, the week of Thanksgiving.
Now, did you do any scuba diving?
I did some snorkeling,
okay.
But I do want to get scuba certified. That's funny that you asked me that. I do want to get scuba certified because now I want to start doing destinations where I can actually do scuba diving. So that's what I'm working to get my certification.
And how's the bike?
It's cool. I have an event coming up on the 13th. It's something called Park to Port.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a 20-mile bike ride because I haven't been around crowds. You know, with the pandemic, I didn't play around with it. I kept my distance from people. So
Good.
This will be my first, group ride. And then I've also registered to do the LaPorte, Texas Half Marathon.
Mm-hmm.
That's a run. They have a series. It's called the Bridge Series. And they support this domestic violence shelter. And, with me losing a sister to domestic violence, I like to try to, support them in any way. So I just registered for that. I have not been running, so I'm probably walk a whole lot of that.
Are you single?
It'll be 13.1 miles.
Are you single?
I am single.
Yeah, I can tell.
And very happy.
We never said you wasn't happy. We didn't say you was whole. We just said we could tell.
Yeah.
No, but
and my paps are normal.
Yeah, I hear you.
I
guess you're gonna take up basketball next year, huh? Oh, my bad. Stop, Dannon. Stop.
It's interesting because tonight I'm gonna tell Code 3 that Seymour called, and she's gonna say this is gonna be her words. Oh, you got to speak to your girlfriend finally.
Oh, wait a minute, where that come from?
She knows I like you a lot, and she's always teasing me about that.
Why you call her Code 3?
Because she's a police officer, and that's her nickname.
So. I'm surprised y'all not married.
You know what?
Do you want to get married again?
You know what? Her sisters don't like me. And
Philadelphia.
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, but she's really close to them. I know, but I just.
Why is that though?
It's good where it is right now.
Lewis, you're a great guy. What how can the women of Code 3 not like you?
Because they're
are they cute?
They got issues.
Okay, I'm gonna say you can throw me a lob there. I'll take them off your hand.
No, but
if they ain't cute,
wait a minute.
never mind.
Let's unpack this, Lewis. How many sisters does Code 3 have?
She has 2.
And neither one like you?
Neither one.
That's bad.
But one has.
Are they married?
No, they're not.
That's why.
They're not married.
That's probably the issue.
Yeah, they're not married, and they don't have anybody loving them the way Code 3 is being loved. That's just that.
Lord,
and but
and no, it's true because I was with Lewis before the pandemic,
mm-hmm.
and you were remember Christmas shopping,
right?
was at the mall,
Yeah.
and you picked her up something.
Yes.
So don't say that. What he said is true.
I picked her up her jewelry box.
Yep,
because her jewelry was always in plastic. So I
Yes.
picked up her jewelry box, and then she's always asking me a phrase, and I put that on the jewelry box, and I answered it. Her phrase is always, "Do you love me today?" So when she opens the jewelry box, the answer is there, yes.
See?
So.
And I was there when he got it. What about me? I should get some love for that.
and so.
Oh, that's so sweet. Now, wait a minute. Lewis, you have a lot of friends, right, that are single. You don't know about trying to hook them up?
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to them because I know that
he wouldn't be a friend.
Those two are not nice people.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Code 3 got all the niceness. She works hard at being a good person, and they just.
The sisters got the devilish.
Yeah, they do. And I normally don't have a thing with people, but I do. Let me stop.
Yeah, that's true.
I do. But you know, but it's.
Understand though, why does her sisters not liking you? What does that have to do? Maybe you're not ready, but y'all been dating for a long time. So what does that have to do with it? Okay, I want to marry this woman. She's a good woman.
Well, I think because if things were, say, I hit the lotto and we could move somewhere,
wherever you wanted to go,
where it's gated.
Oh, gated community.
You know.
Okay, yeah, safeness.
I mean, because I know where her loyalty is, and it should be. Because she feels obligated to her sisters and her little nephew and people who are just not nice. That's just who she is. And if we got married,
that'd be mad. That'd be a mess for you.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd have
happy.
to really. Yeah, I would because
they'd be at the house.
I give her. I don't give her, but I accept that she needs freedom to be that person. And if we were married, I would say, hey, come on.
I don't know how you do it. Man, I got to commend you because I'll be out.
Well, I do what Seymour is saying. I focus on her.
Yeah.
Not them.
Because to me, if you got a family member that, and this is no disrespect to Code 3, but I'm saying, women always, let's reverse it. Women always talk about men who can't let their buddies go or can't let their mama go. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And, you're supposed to cling to me, and what they say in the Bible, man find a wife, find all that type of stuff. So I look at it, again, no disrespect, but if you should be the focus if you're doing everything right.
No, I am. But see, here's the thing. I know if I asked her to do that, she would work hard at doing that.
But then it'd be a riff.
But I don't want her to do that because I know where her heart is.
Right.
And I need her to have that peace of mind.
Okay.
I don't need her.
If I may interject here, though, Dannon, right now Lewis and Code 3 are married. So, they're just dating. Now, if he were her husband, then yes, he absolutely should be the focus because then that's a different thing.
No, that's not because he's already put the time in to show that he's there for her. Obviously, they live together, right?
No.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Okay, well, that's a different, okay.
Just because you shacking up,
And you just worry about Houston.
No,
that's all
I'm
you
not.
need to worry
I'm
about.
not gonna. I wouldn't.
What you need to worry about what's happening down there, and not letting them hood dudes take advantage of nothing down there.
I think it's really important if someone is dating someone that the other person has a place to go when they need space.
Man, let me tell you, when I was dating Tracy, and
you
remember
said her name. You're not supposed to say the name.
I don't give a squat. And she was like, "We was about to get married," and she goes, "Why don't you give up your place? Because this is where we can save money." And my older brother said, "Don't ever give up your spot to live." He said, "If you move in with a chick, y'all moving to a new spot with both y'all names are on it."
Right.
And sure enough, when we got in an argument one night and it was bad, she said, "Why don't you just go? Why don't you just get up out of here?" Now, if I didn't keep my spot, I'd be knocking on a lot of doors.
Right.
So,
and
anyway.
That's where I'm that same way. So
you got to keep your spot.
So, hey, Seymour, it's always good talking to you. We got to get out of here because I got to go get a haircut.
All right, take a blessed day. Have a blessed day.
All right,
Seymour, have a blessed day, Seymour. Hope to see you more. See,
I got that joke.
Oh, you did?
Hey, listen, I'm Lewis Dix.
I'm Dannon Green.
We want to thank the boss lady for allowing us to take 2 hours of her time, even though when she showed up, she said, "Oh, I didn't remember you had a show today."
That's something. That's special. She's just really kind of mean today.
No, we want to. No,
she let people talk about me. She gave me oil when I needed lotion. What the hell, bro?
We want to thank
even though it did work.
We want to thank Jay Lamont and Tony Woods and
T Woods, Jay Lamont,
Lester for calling in, and then Seymour. And,
you have an assignment next week, even if I'm not here.
What?
I want you to look at Jay Lamont's video, and I want you to.
yeah, we might play that.
Play that.
We might play that. So yeah, hopefully Dannon, you'll be available next week. Come through, And the chat room seems to like you. Chat room, let us know if.
Yeah, chat room seems like me.
And shout out to all the people in the chat room. Thank you all for listening, and we're out. Thank you, P.
P.
Out.
Out.
I'm supposed to say the last.
Oh, my fault. I forgot.